Hello, besties. Welcome back to another episode of I Am Besties. I'm your host, Vanessa.
And I'm Stephanie, and today we are here with the most requested guest we've ever had in our whole entire lives. La Comadre! Woo, woo.
How are you?
Thank you so much for coming on. How are you?
I'm like, what do I do?
We're in a new setting, so we're all a little like...
You know, fidgety, nerviosa.
I know, you make us nervous.
Thank you.
It's been a minute since you've been back.
I know. I've been out and about exploring
Period,
with different
period.
men.
Tu hombre. Keep them safe, lock them up. And to kick off the episode, we thought it'd be amazing to make a little drink for you guys. And we got everything right here we'll need. We got our tequila, we got our tajin, our limon, and of course, cannot forget Te Salud. They obviously have amazing flavors, and these are all fucking amazing to mix with any tequila, any alcohol, honestly. And you get hydrated and fucked up at the same time. So let's fucking do it. Here, the Comadre has never tried it before, so you're gonna
virgin.
we're gonna pop his cherry.
Yes.
So you're gonna get his honest reaction to him trying it for the first time.
So we're gonna give him our favorite flavor, which is strawberry
Kiwi. I'm sorry. We love them all, but this
one
honestly,
is it.
so far, this is number one for us. So we have our waters here.
Wait, do we have ice?
Yeah.
Let me get that.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, you can. Just put the
The
ice makers on.
Oh,
Okay.
period. Okay.
Yeah.
So we just drink a little bit because we can't put powder in here.
Water.
Period. Gotta hydrate just a tiny bit before you drink. Don't forget, besties. Always drink your water before you drink. Your electrolyte, your milk.
Or don't if you really want to feel it.
Or don't even eat. Just
Period.
raw dog it.
It's the alcohol diet all day, every day. No food, no water, just alcohol. It's really good if you're sad.
If you're sad. Period. Okay. So what you gonna try this stuff with, Comadre?
Damn, I'm not even gonna lie, those 4 shots got to my head.
Period. We freaking just a tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
We took 2 double shots, so we're filling it a tiny bit. But before you guys do that,
We're gonna mix it so that.
Okay,
fuck.
No, you're good. She's like,
I'm all trying.
we gotta put the tahini rim. If you want tahini.
You're right.
So do you want tahini rim, Bestie?
Yes, please.
This is a DIY, guys. A ver quién sale más bonito. We're here to make it a competition.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm hanging out with Adam and Lauro too much. I'm already fucking picking up on their lingo.
Dude, I love picking up my friends' lingos.
Dude, me too, but I hope. What do you guys think?
You guys are biters. You guys be stealing. Because my friends be doing that to me. Like, I'm like, I can't do anything anymore without like you guys. Like, me echo un pedo y ustedes también se lo quieren echar.
Te echas un pedo y a mí me da chorro.
Dude, literally, like, how do you guys feel about that? Because I always feel like, damn, like you said, like, I love picking up, but I don't want them to think that I'm like doing it on purpose. Like, I don't know, I can't control it.
No, yeah, like it's like you just, I feel like, wow, I'm like inspiring people.
Yeah,
like, I'm like impressive kind of poquito.
You're the blueprint.
Listen, I don't give a fuck. If you don't want people stealing your shit, don't do cool shit. That's what I'm saying.
You
Don't
gotta
be
be lame.
Yeah, you gotta be lame if you don't want to be an influencer.
That's true. And damn, Comadre, she's like, you're cool.
I think you're
everybody
the
show.
coolest.
Gracias.
Put your hand put your hand. We got our cameraman right here. Cute
I
as
haven't
fuck.
done my nails, so I'm like, don't
Girl,
judge.
please.
So don't
Stop.
judge.
Don't look.
Blur those out.
Hey, yo, add the filter on those.
All right. Oh wait, no, we're gonna mix the drink in the water. We drink a little bit, but you could do however you want.
Oh, genius.
Good. Okay, so I'm gonna put just a little bit of ice. Here, Comadre.
Poquito.
Dime cuánto quieres.
Genius.
¿Así? No
Poquito.
mames, güey. He said.
Poquito.
What
Tampoco room
He
temperature.
said, leave enough room for the alcohol, please.
Ooh,
Así?
it like smells good.
No,
Best, it
tastes
does.
delicious.
Ooh, it smells like dulce.
Así, mijita, or más?
Yeah, a little bit more.
A little more? Please. Oh, fuck, I just gave you all of it. There you go.
I don't want to rub this shit on my gums.
Wait, people do that with nicotine, huh?
What? No, I know they do it with...
Oh my god. We don't do that. We're children of God.
My friends do. I'm not going to say their names porque luego las regaña su mamá.
Tag their mom down below. All right, let me see. Let me try a different one. Just What flavor besties do you guys think would be good? Guayaba, piña.
Piña.
Piña, I was thinking piña. These are both guayaba. Tamarindo and pepino.
Ay, piña para qué.
I feel like pepino.
Ah, sí, cierto. I'm gonna see my man later. Hold up.
Huh?
¿Cuál de los tres? Ah! No, I'm just playing.
Okay.
All right.
You put the shot in there already?
Oh, we were putting a shot in there? I thought you were sipping on
No,
this.
you're good. You're good.
Oh, is it a mocktail?
Drink. Yes, it's a drink. Yeah. No, it's not. Like, drink a little bit and we'll put the shot in.
Oh.
Okay, let's get honest
Oh,
reaction.
yeah.
Oh, perfect. Without liquor. A ver. What do you think?
Oh, this is really good. I would just drink this like normally.
Period. Huh?
It's actually
And
really
you
good.
should, because it has 200 milligrams of caffeine, 350 milligrams of theanine, B6, and B12 vitamins. It's also only 1 gram of sugar.
Period.
And this has 15 servings. So go ahead and go on their website, tastesalud.com, and use the code IAMBesties for 10% off.
Period.
It's actually really good.
No,
That's really good.
perfect. You were meant to do that because you had to try with the alcohol. You know?
That's so true.
All right.
Oh my God.
Uy. Is that enough, bestie?
Yes, of course.
Ahora está. Pa' que no digan.
Oh, you know what'd be cool? I don't know if we have a mixer. Actually, it tastes like a mixer.
Period. A ver.
No, it actually is really good, and it actually
No.
does work really good. Because this
No,
one's
yeah,
for
it's like-
energy and focus, and it low-key does the job. I use it
it's
as
like
pre-workout. Yeah, it's good.
Here,
That is the best flavor, though.
This is your shot. I poured it for you.
Oh, what a sweetie pie. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You want to mix it a little bit with this?
Oh, shit.
We are not chefs, you guys. There's not even, do chefs make drinks? No, we're not mixologists or bartenders. But we're trying our best. Look at the comadre.
I know.
Look it. He got the whole little thing going. Stop playing. If you guys want to hire us for your quinceañera, your wedding.
The alcohol might go missing. But and they're like, can I get a drink? I'm like, what drink?
They have drinks here?
What? We're supposed to be serving them? No.
They're gonna be mad when I like, invite my friends. I'm like, if you crash, I'll say you're working.
Just come wearing a black shirt.
You know what I love? Those people that sneak into festivals with just like a clipboard and like a vest or like a ladder or something, and they just walk in.
Oh, and it makes me so mad because you pay like thousands of dollars to
Literally.
get in. And they're just walking
sneaking
in.
our friends.
Oh, did you do that? Yeah. How'd you
Hey,
do it?
how'd you
Yeah,
do
after
that?
getting that.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. It's all muted.
They're like, heard what?
I think your mic cut off. Okay.
All right, this is yummy. Let's cheers one more time.
Cheers to the besties, to la comadre, and to a good
Cheers.
episode.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh.
Can't
No,
even taste it.
why the fuck is that like so good? Wow, I can't even taste the liquor.
It tastes Mexican.
It
It
reminds
actually
me
is
of
really-
home.
I know.
It reminds me when I used to steal my parents' tequila and put it in the fruit punch Minute Maid and then fill up the tequila with like apple juice or something. Y'all never did that?
I filled it up with water.
No, I'm like, I would literally, because I'm like, I didn't have time for that. My family was like always watching me, so I would literally just walk by and we had a shelf con miratos, like, what's that called? And I'd be like, and then like, I'd put it back in and I'd be like, ¿Qué, mami? What do you mean? I'm like, a lo mejor se está, like, because they'd be like, se están bajando las botellas. I'm like, it's broken, mami. Like, I don't know
It
qué
has a
decirte.
leak.
The ghost in the house.
I know we had una pistola. It was like una botella, it was shaped like a pistola. And my family was like, creo que se está acabando. I was like, that's so crazy. I was
That's
like,
so weird.
¿Qué está pasando? I was like, I'm scared.
Like that little girl?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? I'm scared.
It wasn't
Yo
me.
todo borracho. Did you guys hear that? I'm scared. Squirt squad.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I said, what a long walk. I think I need a drink.
Oh, they were. Hello, Besties. We're back. Oh, fuck. My
We're in
eye.
a different setting now.
Something's in my eye. Oh, my God.
Okay, comadre. So you're in love. Tell us a little bit about that.
No, yeah, me and mi novio, we've been together for over a year. We're pretty good, I think. Not pretty good. We're like really good. I just don't like to brag porque luego son envidiosas and y'all gonna like set me up. But,
Malas vibras.
I know, but I'm like, I like it. It's like I think we're really good for each other. We're very different, but I think that's good.
Different, like personality wise, or just like interests.
Interest somewhat, and like personality. Like he handles things different. Like I feel like yo soy más like not aggressive. Like yo soy más like quick with it, and he is like. And he's more calm, like passive. Like if someone was to say something, I feel like I would get upset, and he would be like
brush it
like
off.
yeah, like come on, like let's just like calm down a little bit. So I feel like it's a good like
a little balance.
Yeah,
love that.
And I feel like in relationships, for the most part, in the times that I've seen, long marriages and shit, I feel like it's always like one with like a quick fuse, and then another person who like kind of is like, wait, let's calm down. Let's think of this in a more calm manner. I've never seen the calm ones win, but I do feel like it brings balance to the relationship. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I don't think I'd be able to date someone who was like I'm like that too, like very, like me prendo super fast. And I feel like if I dated someone who was like that too, I would be like, oh shit, like you're too much for me, sir. I need someone that's going to bring me back.
I've always said, I was like, I like sometimes they're like, oh, find someone who's like, I was like, I can't date my twin. I was like, I actually could not, like, no me aguantaría. Like it'd be too much. But I'm like, I think estamos bien.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if he has like the way of thinking, but I'm like, I can't stay mad at him. Like I actually like no sé qué me da, and like sometimes I'll get mad at myself because I'm like, ooh, like se merece que te enojes con él. But then the thing is like I overthink, so I'll be like, what if after this argument he's in a car crash and the last thing que pasa es que like we were mad, so like the most I stay mad at him is like 5 minutes. Like one time I was like, I'll call you later because I really don't want to talk to you. I called him within 5 minutes and I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm mad at you, but I'm like, I still want to be on the phone with you. Because I'm like, I can't, no puedo aguantarme.
And
that's sweet.
And he's understanding, like in moments like that, he's not like, oh, yes.
It depends. I can be difficult, no puedo decir que no, but I'm like, for the most part, yeah.
And I feel like when you truly like love someone, like it's easy to be that way. It's easy to be like, oh, I know it's not the same for everybody, but I feel like there are those kinds of relationships where some people just don't hold grudges, Some people feel like les toca más tiempo to like feel better and to like let go of things. Pero siento that there are relationships where people just are quick to forgive. And I think that's a good trait to have. Con que obviously no se pasen de la raya. There's boundaries, there's límites, of things that you can easily like let go of, but there's also like big stuff where you're like, no,
like,
up. Like,
I feel like most of the times yo soy que empiezo cosas, pero es que yo soy, though at least I don't know, like I've talked about this about him. I'm like, mi familia es muy peleonera.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and his, like su mamá, like, and his family is so sweet, but I feel like they're a lot more passive. So I'm like, for him, like I even have told him, I was like, the way that like your family is way different than the way mine is. I was like, for us, like we like say a bunch of things to each other that's like really hurtful, and I'm like, I've never heard like his family say anything like that to each other, and I'm like, somos diferentes. But like I said, I forgive easy, but I told him, I was like, I love you, and I was like, pero like if you would cheat on me or hacer algo like grave, I was like, I would cry, but I was like, I have too much pride para dejarme ser like tu pendejo, basically. You know what I mean? I'm like, we're breaking that generation. Like, I'm not my mami para estar aguantando unas cosas.
Period.
Dude, you know what's crazy? You guys know Anita?
No.
She's she's a singer.
But
yeah. She was saying in an interview how like she doesn't give a fuck if her men cheat on her. She's like, as long as you treat me like a queen, like I don't care what you do, I don't care who you fuck, like bring him to bed, like if you want, like as long as you're treating me good, like I really don't care.
What?
Yeah, literally.
I'm like crazy.
She was like, I'll just cheat back. Like if it like once it crosses that, then I'll just cheat back. And I was like, queen.
I'm like, I couldn't. Like I know, like no shade, ¿verdad? Porque no quiero que digan, ay, luego no está. I know people que tienen, que like they have like threesomes. I wouldn't. Like I feel like halfway through I'd be like, you need to leave. Like, and I'd be like, you need to get out before.
I feel like during the threesome I'd be like, don't touch him.
No, I'd be like, I'm gonna go to la cocina. I'm gonna get a kitchen, and I'm like, if you're still here, I'm like, I'm going to go to jail.
Oh my god!
Like, I don't think I could have a threesome either. I wouldn't even let it get to that point.
No,
like,
I feel like if like mi novio like dijo, oh, like we want to try it, I'd be like, is this a prank? Is there a camera somewhere? Like I'd start looking because I'd be like, if this isn't a prank, hay una cámara aquí. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have like a very serious conversation. You know what I mean?
Because why are you even thinking of that?
No, period. Honestly, I agree.
I feel like I could do it with like strangers, but like not in a relationship.
In a relationship. Okay, that's different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Because in a relationship, I don't know. I guess because I do kind of wonder what an open relationship is like. You know what I mean? Just out of straight curiosity.
Okay, that's valid. Okay.
Like I don't think I would ever try it, but I do. I'm like, I really want to see the dynamic up and close.
Yeah, I feel like that's. Yo soy like muy insecure. Like I'd be like, I feel like I'm like not possessive, but I'm like, if you love me, why are you still looking like a la otra persona? Like yo no soy suficiente para que nomás like tengas conmigo.
I feel like I'm too conceited. Like I would be like, why do you need anything more? Like I think I'm enough, and you're gross. Like for that.
No,
but I do want to witness it. Like I want to be the cameraman. To somebody.
Well, to be fair, I've seen a few like of my friends han tenido like open relationships. I don't know if it's just bad luck, but I'm like, para ellos no funcionado. I'm like, quién sabe, pero not trying to shade, but I'm like, para ellos at least I don't know if it. Mis amigas son pendejas, no sé. Nomás no saben the right formula o lo que sea, pero I'm like,
That is so fucking real. No,
honestly, like I'm just thinking, like, damn, like, are their boyfriends just being like, oh, I want to be in an open relationship, but that's just like a way to be like, bitch, I want to cheat on you, like.
But what if it's the girl like
wanting the open
relationship?
Damn,
like,
either or.
Like, is it the same reaction?
Does she want to be a cheater?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I would like to understand the logic of how they, or I guess just like the nonchalantness of like being able to share your partner like that.
I don't think I could. I even told mi novio se me daño. I even told him I was because like obviously we do long distance and I go out and like he's never been like insecure. But I told him I was like, yo nunca like I would never like cheat on you. I was like, if I were to do something, trust que like te iba a dejar antes que like I would do anything because I was like I would be like. I am too guilty to do it during. I would feel like I would even send a text message saying like I honestly don't think this is gonna work out. Like I think we should break up before I do anything. Because I was like para tener alguien ahí como tu pendejo. Yeah. Like I feel like that's one of the most cruelest things you can do.
Yeah, and also like I feel like that courtesy, you know, of like you said, like why do it during? You know, like I feel just like let them know.
Si lo haces. At least break up, so then it's like, oh, you have the gain to like you respect me a little bit enough to be like you know, like
at least
like you have some type of like compassion for me, que you're like pobrecitos, like at least like sayen alguien que like si los vaya a querer.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if I know that I can't fully love this person the way they want to and the way they deserve, then like you said, like it's so selfish to just be like, well, fuck it, like they're never gonna find out.
No,
like, bitch, everything comes to light.
No, todo sale a la luz.
Yeah,
everything down.
But there's really some people that don't give a fuck. Like
that part.
Like my amigas, I'm like they cheat, but I'm like, and the thing is I don't like. I'm like yo no hago support cheating, and so it's my friends because they choose the bad people. But I'm like I told them I was like. Yo, I'm not your mom o no soy Diosito para yo decirte que hacer. I was like, yo te puedo decir que I think you should just leave him if you're gonna do that, might as well. But I was like, si tú quieres, and I told them too, I was like, nomás asegúrate que no vengan a mí, because I was like, if they ask me, I'm gonna be honest. And I was like, y no te puedes enojar conmigo porque yo voy a decir la verdad y ni modo.
Yeah, period.
Damn.
You can't argue with a man's like your morals and your values, you know, like and your principles. Like, you know, you don't lie, like you're letting them know, and allá que hagan lo que quieran.
Y ni modo.
Y ni modo.
Que los bendiga Dios.
¿Verdad?
Like,
que
actually,
los ayude Dios, que yo no.
Porque
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't know you were in a long distance relationship.
No, yeah. We actually met on Tinder when I was back home visiting mi familia. La primera vez no me... Because yo on Tinder, I usually wouldn't send mensajes like first. Entonces hicimos match una vez y nunca me mandó ningún mensaje ni nada.
¿Es de México?
Es mexicano, yeah. He's been there cuando está chiquito, pero ya no.
Oh, okay.
Pero es mexicano.
Okay.
Y luego I deactivated my Tinder y luego lo agarré otra vez. And when I went to go visit, I was during like Valentine's, apenas había pasado. Hicimos match otra vez y nomás me mandó un hi. Y empezamos a hablar bien rápido. And then like after 2 weeks, I went to go visit otra vez. Y he was like, oh, can we go on a date? Fuimos al parque, comimos pizza. I spent the night at his house. Conocí a su... It went like very quickly. No, he was like, oh, do you want me to sneak you in through my window or do you want to meet my family? And I was like, pues I'll meet your family. I was like, nada pasa. I was like, it's not like I don't want to be like sneaky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather like get
like an adolescent.
Si tengo que zurrarme, I don't want to have to like sneak like afuera con una hoja y un hoyito, no. So I met his family. Like I like really liked them. They were super sweet. Ni nos quedamos en el mismo cuarto. Su mamá was like, okay, pues tú quédate en la sala, mijo. He did it. He was super respectful.
Aww, I love that. That's so sweet.
Yeah, but I'm like, It's long, pues es Fresno, ni es tan lejos de aquí.
Kind of, though.
It's like-
it's long distance when you can't, like,
It's 4
casually
hours.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like, see your partner.
Oh my God. What's some of the things that you guys do to like
Keep the love
keep
alive.
the love? I know, because 4 hours is 4 hours. You know what
Pues
I mean? Like,
yo hago lag mucho when, as you guys know, I lag a lot when it comes to texting. So with him, I don't lag that much, but I still lag a little bit, but we FaceTime every night.
okay.
And lo que no decimos through like FaceTime, we say like at the end of the day, So sometimes even if I'm lagging, yo pienso, I'm like, pues, like if I'm like, I forgot to say something. I'm like, pues en la noche voy a hablar con él.
Yeah.
So I'm like, le puedo contar like at the night, you know?
Oh, okay.
Pero yeah, I'm like, it definitely has its challenges, but you work through it. I feel like if you really like want something, you work through it.
And I feel like sometimes you even have long distance relationships, even when you're in the same city. You know what I mean? Like some people get so busy, and they like even if they live in the same city as their partner, they still don't see them as often.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Like you can't do a date night if everybody's working and whatever. So I feel like, and especially because 4 hours. Bitch, sometimes it takes me 2.5 hours to get just to LA, like there and back home. That's already 4 or 5 hours. So I feel like it's doable. You know what I mean? Like I think that's cool. I like long distance relationships because I feel like they really put you up to the test.
No, yeah.
Like, if it's
And I've
real.
always told them too. I've always been like, like if you ever like lose feelings, because obviously I know like things happen. He has his own life, and I'm like if you like lose feelings for me, like I wouldn't even be mad. I would just want you to tell me.
Be honest.
You know? And like a couple times I've been like, like if you ever want to break up with me, I was like, dime. And I'm like, I won't even unfollow you on Instagram. I'm like, we can be good. We can be like I'm still gonna always love you. I'm probably gonna like cry, but I'm gonna be more sad that like se acabó like this part of my life. But I was like, I wouldn't even talk about you. I'd be like, like he was so sweet to me. He lost feelings for me, but he had the courtesy to decirme que like, like, búscate a alguien mejor. You know what I mean? Like I think that's the best thing you could do. And I've always told him, I was like, do that for me. And I'm like, we will always be cool. Siempre te voy a amar, you know?
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is your first boyfriend that you truly love?
Well, this is basically my only boyfriend. I had one before, like for a week, but that didn't work. But I'm like, no, yeah, I'd hope he'd last forever. Like, you know?
I'm gonna get out.
I'm about to cry. I'm like, I remember my first love. No, it sounds like you guys have a good like head on your shoulders. Like you guys sound like you guys are really like trying to make it work.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, my suegra loves me.
Oh,
todas las que no la
God.
quieren su suegra. Not me. I couldn't relate.
Literally.
Dude, I don't think I could be with someone if their mom did not like me. Like, honest to God.
Like, I don't know if I'm just like cocky or qué, but I'm like, I swear she loves me and I love her so much. Like, I veces he's like, like, me hizo enojar, and I'm like, well, she's just worried about you. Like I defend her like si es mi amiga. Like, my suegra and me. Así.
Twin and period. No,
and I'm like, let's gang up on him together. Like, come on.
Dude, I feel like that's like me. Like, dude, not that none of like my ex suegras didn't like me. I feel like we were cordial. My ex suegra, like my son's grandma, I feel like her and I got along for the most part. You know, we had little bumps here and there, but that's a story for another day. But I've always yearned to have a suegra that like I was like this.
Yeah.
That I just felt like me and her, like, let's go get mani pedis. Like, I can confide in you. I know you have my back. Like, not in the back in the sense of like, oh, like we'll gang up against whatever. You know, and not throwing you under the bus. Not like that, but just in the sense of like, where I feel like it was a second mother to me. You know, because I have friends who they like you feel that way towards your suegra, and like I've always thought that was so sweet. You know, I've had friends who go on vacations with like her partner and their families, and like they do a lot of like, you know, just really like wholesome family things, and I've never had that. And I've always,
get it.
Thank you. I've always yearned for that because I feel like growing up, I never really traveled with my family that much. I never felt really close, even though my parents did a lot for me, and I feel like I'm barely now building that closeness with my parents. I never really had that closeness. So I've always told myself, like, I want to feel that closeness with any relationship that I build, like, in my life moving forward. Whether it's with my partners, whether it's with friends, whether it's with the suegra, with anyone. If I just want my friendships to be, like, genuine and kind and like supportive and fulfilling. And obviously I know I have no control over my suegra, right? Because like I could fall in love with my Prince Charming tomorrow and his mom could be like a raging bitch, so I have like no control over that. I know, but Siempre le pido a Diosito, I'm
Yeah.
like, please, God, like, I just ask you for this one thing, please, you know, like, I want to have
Like
that
you want to feel
closeness.
like te quieren.
Yes, que me quiere, you know,
Yeah.
I want, because you hear, and it's sad to say, especially in the
Like
Latino,
horror stories
in the
de
Latino
cómo-
community,
ajá.
especially, I feel like Latino mothers, they're so critical of their,
Sons. De like quien se
They're-
cae, like, oh, like, lo van a cuidar como yo lo cuido.
Yeah,
Obviously not,
exactly.
porque tú eres su mamá.
period.
Honestly,
Like-
but
like,
sometimes
tú
it
crees-
crosses a line that I'm
Right.
like, this is some Bates Motel ass shit. Like, this is getting a little weird.
Yeah,
I
like,
hate
what
those,
you want, some dick?
No, literally, it's almost uncomfortable. Like, I've heard so many stories, like, literally people that I know that are so close to their moms in a way that I'm almost like,
And that's not even like on
This is
mom, because I feel like
questionable.
people are like, you just didn't have normal connection with your mom. No, some of these bitches are just like raros, like no son normales. You know what I mean?
Like, that is so fucking weird. But I notice it a lot with eldest sons.
Only sons, girl. I'll
That
I'll
too.
top you another
Yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah.
Like literally, like I just feel like in the Latino community, it's very predominant for like older women to want. I guess they want to see that the women that their sons end up with son exactly como es, que le limpien, que le cocinen, que les, you know, and all
I
that
feel
stuff.
they don't see the little flaws in their sons.
Exactly.
Because like even with my
Exactly.
cousins, sometimes my tías are like, oh, es esto que el otro. And I talk to their girlfriends, and one time I told my cousin's girlfriend, I was like, girl, if you don't leave him, I was like, I'm telling you, I was like, I love him, but I was like, he ain't shit.
He ain't
leave that man, please. I was
shit.
like, I fuck with you. Like we can still text on Instagram, we can meet up. But I was like, leave him. I was like, no te merece.
No. And honestly, like, sorry, real quick.
No,
Like, I
you
just
go
want to say, like, that part, I feel like that's important. Like, these mothers want the best for their sons. And that's obvious. Any mother would, for a daughter, for a son, obviously, any mother is going to want the best for their son. Pero they don't see the flaws of their son.
Yeah.
Maybe they,
like it's
maybe
like they're a great son, but that doesn't mean they're gonna be a great partner.
Exactly. And it's like, what did you instill in your son? You know, what kind of, how is he treating their partners? And obviously, some mothers are not dumb. I'm sorry, mothers are anything but dumb. You know what the fuck you have at home. Like,
I feel like
you
they
can
turn a
love your
blind
son.
eye.
You period.
Yes.
You can turn a blind eye, but you know what you created. You know the way you parented him. You know the kind of father you had. You know what kind of mother you've been. So you can have a great son. He could be amazing to you, but you know what you have. And it's like, do you think women are gonna want to cook and clean and do all this extra stuff for your son, but he's disrespectful? He literally quiere ser un mantenido. He just wants to lay at home all day and not do anything, and he wants you to do everything for him. Like, all
And
of
it's like
these
they
things.
just expect that.
And exactly, they just think, oh, well, that's just how it should be. And it's like, no, we're in 2023.
Yeah.
Like, we're not back in the old days where women depended on men and we had to do whatever men wanted to survive. That's not how it is anymore. And I feel like that hasn't caught up yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, women are kind of like staying like up on top of it, or like, you know, leveling up in a sense. And I feel like men are still behind, where it's like, oh, no, we still expect, you know, the bare minimum, to give the bare minimum.
Yeah. You know what I've noticed a lot though? Like, moms kind of give sons like the role of the husband. And that's when it's kind of hard for them to like let go of like, oh, well, like, I'm not going to be number one to my son anymore. Like, now it's this person.
Like se ponen celosas.
Yes, that is what's weird to me. Because I'm like, bro, okay, like, I understand, you know, that's your son. You can have celos, like, to some extent. Because I feel the same with my little brother. Like, I love the fuck out of my little brother. And I love his girlfriend. And, you know, like, it's just more of, like, I'm like, oh, you know, like, I hope she doesn't break his heart. I don't think she will. But, like, I'm always just, like, kind of, like, that protective over it. But I've met people where I'm like, you, at some point, you're almost 30. You need to realize that if you want a life partner, you kind of have to knock your mom from, like, being number one. Not necessarily, like, you love your mom the most no matter what. Every person, you know, always, like, you're always going to love your mom no matter anything. But I think when it comes to, like, priorities, like, if you're going to build a life, like, you do have to kind of set that boundary with the mom of, like...
Especially if you know que she's, like, obsessive.
Yes.
Like, I feel like le da casi, a veces a los muchachos les da como hasta miedo decirle a su mamá que, oh, can you not be like this with me? It's like, girl, she's not your girlfriend. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like that thing where it's like, who's sitting in the front seat, like your mom or your like partner?
I feel like it's good when like, cause I've like ridden the car con like mi novio and like mi like suegra, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh, sigues en el frente. She's like, oh no, mijo, tú siéntate enfrente.
I love that.
So it's like,
that I feel like,
I'm like
or
that.
like if you offer, like Comadre, like you
Exactly,
said, like
you offered it.
No, yeah, and which shows like you care, and you know, and like not even trying to go off topic a little bit, but I'm like, one time one of his family members, because I'm like, obviously yo estoy flaquito, they made a comment about they're like, no come, verdad?
Oh
like they
my
were talking about, they were like
give
about
me the
me, yeah, and they
names.
said it out loud, and his mom heard. And she like defended me. She was like, no, si come muy bien. And then after that family member left, his mom came into the room. She was like, perdón. She was like, me da tanta pena. She was, no.
So
And she was like almost
sweet.
crying. She's like, me da tanta pena que te dijo eso. She's like, tú estás así perfecto como estás. She's like, no sé por qué dice eso. She was like, me peleó mucho con ella porque es así. She's like, pero no quiero que te sientas mal tú. And I was like, oh no. And I was like, I'm used
She's
to
like,
this.
no come, traga.
No, yeah, but she was like so sweet, and I was like, oh, yo ni le hice caso.
Yeah.
Like, no se apure. But I'm like, the fact that like she heard that, which is like a little comment that like some people could just be like, oh, like ni modo, like they would just ignore. She saw that and she came to me after. She's like perdón que like eso pasó, because it's like it wasn't her fault, but she still like cares enough for me to be like that could have like affected him, you know? So it's like I feel like not finding, but it's like getting a good suegra is like something really,
it's
really
a blessing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, honestly, because like I just feel like more often than not, either it's like a bad one or like in between where it's like still like fuck. You know what I mean?
Sometimes
Like
it's funny. Like I'm about to air my cousins out, but
Oh,
my aunt, I love her to death. She's special, but also her nuera is not the like nicest person on the planet. And one time she was fighting with her sister in front of my aunt, and she was like, "Le voy a decir a tu suegra lo que dices de ella." And then my aunt's like nuera was like, "Pues ya sabe que pienso que es una pinche chismosa." And my aunt was like, "Yeah, pues I am."
She's like,
Yeah, literally, like she was like,
you're lucky
okay.
you're right. She's like, if you would have said something else.
you ate that little thing.
Yeah, she's like, she's
like,
not
yeah.
wrong.
And she's like, you ate that one little crumb. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of truth.
I'll give you that one little
She's like,
thing.
I'm mad because it's truth.
Dude, and you know what I've heard, that actually like it's very common for mothers to, in a sense, it's called emotional incest. They do that with their sons.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Yeah, so basically, like I'm looking up emotional incest. I don't want to butcher it, but to my understanding, like what I remember of it, because I'm a little drunk. Keep that in mind. I'm a little drunk. I'm just a little girl. Literally, it's pretty much like obviously when you're in a relationship with someone, in a partnership, you know, you are taking care of your partner and their needs, right? And everyone has needs. And when you're in a relationship, you're trusting that person to be able to help you with your needs, and you're going to help your partner with their needs. And a lot of men, older generation men, they're not capable of helping a woman with their emotional needs. You know, they're very machista, like, you know, they're not able to be there for women for like with their emotional needs. And, you know, that's a topic for another story, another time. But the point is that a lot of women, they'll use their sons, their kids.
Because it's like obviously that, because
Yes.
I heard about that too. The kid obviously gives the mom, because it's like that's your
Yeah,
mom, like you love
they
her.
see their mom
And
as
that's
their world. Yes.
And like I know that they don't do it without like the intention, but it's
Of
like
course.
they connect that like, oh, I'm getting my needs from him, so I have to make
Yes.
sure that he gets the right person who's like exactly like me. Because if it's not like me,
Or they get jealous.
Yeah.
Or that's what I was
or
gonna
they
say.
get
They're
jealous.
like,
We're
they-
no,
nobody's
it's
good
me.
enough.
yeah, because they
It's
get
me.
it's like when you have it good, you get deprived of it, so you're like, what's so special about them? Like I'm your mom, like you should be like,
Or
Exactly.
like,
oh.
nadie te va a dar más que tu madre.
Yeah,
Ooh, I'm like,
exactly.
girl, that's weird. It's called covert incest or emotional incest.
Emotional incest.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think moms do it intentionally. Obviously, they don't know what they're doing, because obviously moms are trying to have their needs met as well. But they don't see how damaging it is for their sons, because now these sons are growing up
And
and,
then
they
they get put things in their mind like,
Exactly.
esa muchacha de seguro ni te está haciendo like fiel esto que lo otro. So then they end up like messing up their sons in the long run.
Exactly.
Haciéndolos como tóxicos, como
Yes.
like groseros. Like
they're
I don't
not
know.
going to be able to have a stable relationship, and they're always going to be putting their mom above, you know, maybe a potential partner could be good for him, but if the mom is feeling threatened, right, by a nuera, and she's feeling like, oh, like she's taking attention away from me because now suddenly my son is hanging out with this girl and he's not hanging out with me,
Right.
or my son is giving flowers to this girl on Mother's Day. See, let's say she's a baby mama, or she's not giving me flowers, like, you know, any type of way that moms feel like the attention is moving away from them, now they feel threatened. They see this girl as a threat. So what are they she gonna do? She's gonna put like bad negative things in her son's ear, and obviously a son who loves his mom, he's not gonna see that way.
Mi mami no me diría algo,
Exactly, like my mom is not gonna, and because they're very guided by the mothers. They probably have a really close relationship because the mom probably favored him. The mom probably defended him all the time or did everything he wanted. So like they have like this really close bond, but she doesn't realize that like she's not letting the son grow up and be a man. Mm-hmm. She's like holding him there hostage in a sense to fulfill all of her needs. And it's sad because he could potentially have a good girlfriend and she's ruining it.
Yeah, like driven away.
Exactly, because he's not letting him like be a man and man up. Because I feel like there's this kind of like narrative of, I feel like it's really hard to hear when people say like, it should be said, I guess, in a sense that when you have a good partner and you have a mother that you love, in the sense of like, yes, you're starting a family, right? Your relationship, your partner should be your number one, obviously, because you're going to move out, you're going to start a home. But obviously, your mother still has a place. You know what I mean? It's not that your mom is above your woman. It's just in the sense of like, if your mom wants to say something out of pocket, if she wants to kind of like take control of your relationship, it should just be up to you as a man to be like, you know what, mom, I understand your concerns. I know that you love me. I know that you want the best for me, but please trust in me as a man that I am a good leader in my relationship and that I have this under control.
Period.
Don't disrespect my girlfriend, because just as how I expect her to respect you, I don't want you to disrespect her. Let's keep that mutual, like the man as a son to his mother and as a partner to this girl should be the one to be like,
setting the boundary.
median, setting
like
the boundary.
She's like getting demoted from like I feel like it's like sometimes she think like moms think that they're on this person, and it's like, oh, getting a like boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't mean you're getting demoted. It means like someone's coming up there with you. Like you can be equal with them. Like, you know, like they're still part of your world. That doesn't mean that like they're knocking you down. Like, no, they're just there with you.
Exactly. And I feel like it's sad because if suegras took that mentality of it's like, oh, like I gained something, you know, because I'm gaining a daughter, I'm gaining someone that's gonna help me look after my son with me, I'm gaining a friend, I'm gaining a confidant, I'm gaining
not even that, like someone who's just willingly and choosing to love your son.
To love your son.
And like I think that's like so beautiful. Like if this like not even trying to be like random person who like has no like blood connection with my like son, I'm like, they love him. I'm like, that's so like beautiful. I'm like, they have no reason to, like they could not, but I'm like, they're choosing to.
And considering that you as a mother know all the flaws that your son
exactly
has.
I'm like, I think that's one of the like, you can love someone and know their flaws. I feel like I only have one tia who's like emotionally like
into that.
And like that. I feel like the rest of them, they know that their son's in shit. Like I love my primos. I'm like
they're in shit, but
like even like my tias, like
girl.
I seen the kid like when like mis tios y cousins are outside with the barbecue. I'm like, yo estoy con mis tias in the kitchen making guacamole. I'm like in there like with the girls, and she'll be like, I know. Ay, ¿qué voy a hacer con este muchacho tan enfadoso? I'm like, no puede quedarse con una muchacha. Like tiene que andar ahí atrás de las demás. And I'm like most of my tias are aware of them, how their sons are, and they know their flaws. And I think that's one of the realest things that they could do.
Thank God, because I feel like my family has a tendency, I'm on dad's side.
It's always the dad's side.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a tendency of like always bashing the new girlfriends or the new women that come into the men's life because they're like, oh, you know, like pinches interesadas and blah blah. And I'm like, girl, why y'all acting like these men ain't fucking shit? Literally. Like, why are you acting like this man is a prize? Like, pobrecita, if anything. Like, let's feel bad for them that they're coming into this weird ass fucked up family.
No, yeah, actually, like it's like, oh, like se agarró una nueva novia. I'm like, does she know who she's getting involved with? I was like, ¿sabe quién es él? I'm like, does she?
Literally, honestly.
Dude, I still think back onto the days when I had like cousins who were like ain't shit, and then like they'd be like, oh, who's your friend? I'd be like, do you think I'm gonna put
look at her? Don't look at her.
Sometimes my like mis amigas are like, oh, like tus primos, and I was like, girl, I was like, let me tell you a few stories so then you can get an idea. I'm like, tú puedes hacer lo que tú quieras. I was like, but let me tell you quién son, and then like tú me puedes decir like si tú quieres.
Dude, but honestly, because also sometimes I'd be a bitch. I'd be like, go tell your mommy. Like, I'm such an asshole too. I think it just depends on the person you get. But I feel like when you get like a woman who's gonna go head in head with your mom, like that's crazy dangerous. Because I think once, like, if you're willing to argue with the mom, like that's wild. And I feel like I'm that bitch that's like, okay, well, I guess you're running home to your mommy. Like, oh, so your mommy told you no? Like, oh, your mommy's not gonna let you? Like, I'm such a bitch, but like, I'm literally like, mommy? Like, I'm that bitch. So I'm like, fuck, like, it gets conflicting too, because I'm like, yeah, my mom's the best, but also you as a man, like, why are you so close to your mommy?
I can't.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, but I also am all like, no, I want someone who loves their mom because, like,
I can't.
you know what I mean? Like, if you love your mom, you love, you know, you're gonna love your woman. Like, it's so confusing.
Yeah. No, and I think that's a good example too. Like, I've heard this quote that says like, you can learn a lot about a man by how they treat their mothers.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's
there's
such
a line.
There's a line. There's a line. Like, yes, you can treat your mother amazing, and that I know that you'll treat me. I've met men that treat their mothers great, but treat their girlfriends like shit.
No, and sometimes
like,
it's
I'm
like
sorry,
not even,
you can't. I cannot.
normal.
It's not the end all be all. It's not like it. There's literally an exception, and there's actually a big exception to that rule. Like, I'm sad. I'm sad. Yeah, I'm sad
like,
because I wish men were better.
It's like an independent thing porque I have like un primo, I'm like horrible with men, horrible. But I'm like, su mamá, the sweetest, most loving person
What the
ever.
fuck,
And
right?
and like I always like one of my friends, he was with her. And I always thought, I was like, you met his mom. No sé por qué salió así. Like, I generally don't. That side of the family. I was like, he picked up after his dad. 'Cause I was like, su mamá, like, she raised him by herself. And I was like, no sé cómo salió así. And she's like, I know, she was so sweet. Like, I don't know por qué salió así. I'm like, it's an independent thing. Like, ellos si van a salir mal, van a salir mal ni modo.
And honestly, like, I've heard that too, where it's like, when I'm a mom, you know, and I have Ezra, and I've, you know, one of the things that I've always struggled with parenting is like, I've always wanted him to be like a good citizen, right? Like, I've always wanted him to be like accepted, you know. I've always wanted him to be loved. So I remember like early, like in the beginning, when he was starting to throw tantrums and like be a little dick and like do little things that I felt like were gonna make him unlovable, I always wanted to be like, okay, like, let's get to the root of it. Like, I don't want him to be that way. Like, how can I change this? How can I, you know, avoid him being like this in the future with other people or whatever? And then I'm big on reading books. I'm big on listening to podcasts, especially when it came to being a mother, and I had no like clue like what the fuck to do. I remember one thing stood out to me, and a psychologist was saying how when you're born, you're already born and just in your genetics and your DNA with like over 200 traits that are already a part of you that you're not gonna learn, and they're traits that are going to be triggered over your lifetime. So yes, you're going to learn stuff from your parents, you're going to learn stuff from your friends, you're going to learn stuff from your environment, from like society, but there are also traits that are just biologically a part of you that you cannot avoid. No one's going to teach them to you. No one is going to like be an example of them for you. No one is going to tell you. These are just things that as you grow are going to be unlocked. And you don't get to decide. No one gets to decide how they're going to be unlocked. And that's why you see, I feel like that example of like, his mom was such like a good mom. Like, she was like amazing. Like, how did he turn out to be a shithead?
Yeah.
And I feel like when I hear things like that, I just think of that psychologist saying that, of like, people have traits that you have no control over, that they're just a part of them. And they're come in their DNA, and it's just going to have to evolve, and they're going to have to learn to deal with it. And he said that's why as a parent, your role is not to shape your daughter or son to be into the person you want them to be. Your role as a parent is to take note of who your son or your daughter is and try to help them deal with who they are.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like it's like they have to be aware of how they are. Because I'm like me, I like with my boyfriend, I always talk to him like, I'm hot-headed. Like, I like get mad quickly, and I'm like, I say a lot of things, but I come down quickly, and I'm aware of that. So usually when I'm like that, I know I'm like that. So I tell him, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I know, like, I'm trying to like not do that. It's being aware of it. So then you're like, okay, I know I'm like this. I know that's not normal, and I know that's not good, and that's not how I should be. So I need to like at least apologize for being like this. You know, it's being aware of it. You know, and trying to like change.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Because it's not just being aware; it's also being like, okay, how is this affecting my partner or the person that I'm talking to?
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes people are like, I know I'm like that, but they're just like, well,
This
I'm
is how I
like that,
am.
and this is how I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, okay, bitch, if you know you're like that, you're a grown ass adult. Like you
Yeah.
know how to, you know where to find access to, I guess figure out how to deal with whatever it is you're going through. It's not okay to just treat people like shit and be like, well, that's how I am.
Yeah. No,
I
and
feel-
honestly, I feel like one thing I've always said growing up is like, I wish that people would have apologized to me more. I wish people would have at least like, because I understand like feeling like you have no control, like especially when you're like really angry, you feel like you can't control your emotions and you just have a
Blurt it
outburst.
out, yeah.
Like I understand that, but for me, it would have been so much better if someone at least apologized, And I feel like that a lot of people, it's hard for people to apologize. And the fact that you're able to be like, okay, I know I could be in a hole, I know I can like say things, but like I'm gonna apologize, like because I know that doesn't make people feel good, and I don't want people to feel that way, and I don't like feeling that way. So you say sorry, and I feel like that's a huge step that a lot of people are not there yet. Like a lot of people can't apologize, and it's just that's a story.
And not even apologize, just acknowledge like I was
Acknowledging,
wrong
like,
in some kind of way.
In
Not
some
the whole
way, your little part.
No, yeah,
you know?
it's like I had a partner too, and I'm gonna apologize for that like part because I'm like
Exactly.
literally like argue with my boyfriend like just last night, but I'm like afterwards, like after like thinking about it, I was like, okay, if I was looking in, I was literally like just on FaceTime, we were quiet, and I was like, I'm sorry for being like this. I was like, I'm gonna admit part of the argument was my fault. I was like, you had your part, but I'm gonna say sorry for my part because I shouldn't have said this.
Yeah.
And it's just like admitting it,
And it's so healing too in the argument of like, okay, I'm not just going crazy. Like this person did also do this to me. Like it wasn't just me in this argument or whatever.
Yeah, and let's talk about it. I have something I want to share, and you guys tell me if you guys feel like this is a little controversial. I was listening to like this like podcast, right? And there was this guy in there, and he was saying how he's in a relationship, a marriage actually, with a woman who he feels is very reactive. Like she's always exploding. She's always the one to like when like it could be a small problem, but it gets turned into like something bigger, right? And he was saying that like he's always the first one to apologize. Like he's always the first one to like apologize for his part, right? And you can sometimes when you're in like a fight with someone, let's say they started, right? Let's say that we can agree that this person started it because they started yelling and cussing at you first, right? And then obviously that triggers you, that makes you mad, so you start yelling back, you start being crazy back. And then eventually, he said he was the one to be like always coming to like repair, right? He was always the one to come and be like, you know what, like I want to apologize for at least like my end. Even though you started, he wouldn't say that, but like even though he said in his mind, even though I knew in my mind that she was the one that started it and she was kind of like in the wrong for approaching me the way that she did, I was always the one to try to like come in to repair the situation, right? And like make up or whatever. And he said like, and we make up. He says like we make up, we're good, and it is what it is. And I guess he was talking about it with his therapist, and that he was telling his therapist that it made him mad that every time that there was a disagreement between him and his partner, he always had to be the one to take the first step to repair. It was never from her. It was always him. And that his therapist told him like, because in this dynamic, you are the one that has like the most sense in a way. You're the one that has the most calm. You're the one that has the most forgiveness in your heart. You're the one that is more like level-headed. You're always, unless something like is in her changes over time, but right now you're always going to be the one get the nascati to be okay and to want to apologize and to make things right. That's always gonna be you, and that's always gonna be. And he said like that's a good thing because you're bringing comfort and safety to your partner. She probably doesn't know how to like have a good like how to, like if she feels some type of way, she obviously probably wasn't taught how to like communicate it, how to like make it good, or how to like come to someone without like attacking or without being like abusive, like verbally. Like she probably wasn't taught to do that. So you're teaching her like safety, you're teaching her things, but you have to be okay with being that person, and you have to be okay with probably being that person for the rest of your life.
Right.
And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, when I heard that, I felt triggered. I was like, fuck that. I feel mad. I was like, because
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm in relationships, I'm that person. I'm that person to always want to, like, if I'm in a disagreement with someone, I'm always the one that has to, like, apologize first, that has to bring it up first, that has to, like, find some kind of, like, level to what's going on, because I, like you said, I don't like feeling mad with people. I don't like feeling like I'm in a fight. I don't like feeling those things. And when I heard that, I was triggered. I was like, that has to be wrong. I was like, there's no way that we just have to be like okay with like constantly being the ones to be like, I'm sorry, like let me like let's talk it out, like let me apologize first for me, even though you shit on me first, like that just feels so like it feels so like
why do I have to do it?
It really angered me. I'm not gonna lie, it made me feel really mad that I have to be the one to always kind of come in and repair when you were the first one to like, you know, kind of like shit on me. Like that just feels so like but I think, I don't know, I still kind of feel a little like confused with like what was being said, like, and I understand the therapist, obviously, like he was saying like people are different, right? Like people have different ways of being, people grew up with being different kinds of way, and we cannot like expect everyone to react the way we would, you know. And forgiving is the number one thing that us as a human race need to do in order to be like in kumbaya, like living happily in harmony. But because people are so reluctant to forgive, people's egos get in the way of forgiving, of letting things go. There's so much like confrontation in the world, there's so much anger in the world, there's so much like there's no peace, you know, people hate each other and like we go on and on. But because people are unwilling to forgive, like
I don't even think it has to do anything with forgiveness. I just think it's kind of like you said, like putting your ego aside. And I do
but forgiving though, like
right. But I also think that when you go into a relationship, you're very aware of the role that you're playing, almost like not playing, but you know, everybody has a role. And I think when you're looking for a partner like you know, you say you're hot-headed and you know that you explode. There's, like I said, like earlier, there's no way you're gonna look for someone who's gonna explode back at you, because you're not gonna get any comfort from that. So I feel like everyone, like you as a hothead, know I'm gonna explode, so I need someone who's gonna have that kind of like calmness of like bringing me back. And I feel like it's almost unfair to go into a relationship and be like, okay, well, I am this way at the beginning and now I'm kind of changing my mind and I don't want to be that. Like, that's okay, but this is still who this person is, and you either accept them or you don't. I feel like that's when it kind of comes to that like determination of like, is this gonna work or is it not? Because I'm either gonna be this for this person because I know they need this for the rest of their life, or it's kind of like same thing, like playing a, you know, like a wife and a husband role. Like a wife, like if you're gonna be a wife, you're gonna be a wife forever. You know what I mean? Like if you're not gonna work and your husband's gonna work, you're gonna be that forever, and you need to accept that.
I don't know, I kind of disagree, because people can evolve. People
no, for sure they can evolve, but I
time.
feel like emotionally, if you are gonna evolve, you have to be aware that the relationship is also like the relationship. Now
you're not thinking about being with someone because of what they could potentially be.
Exactly.
This is who they are right now.
Exactly.
And I agree with that.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I also feel like it has a lot to do with like putting yourself in other people's shoes. Because I'm like, that's one thing. Like after like I argue with someone, I'm like, okay, how would I, like, I don't know if it's just me, like yo estoy loco, okay, but I always think, I'm like, if I was on their side, how would I be? Because I'm like I said, my boyfriend's very like pasivo, like es muy like calmadito, like no quiere, like he hates arguing. So sometimes like after we argue, he'll apologize first, and I'm like, babe, don't apologize. I was like, I'm the one who started it. I'm like, I'm sorry. And like, so like sometimes I'll be like, it makes me like me getting more mad at that. I'm like, it makes me more mad that you're apologizing for something that you didn't do. I was like, I started it. I was like, I'm the one who's sorry. So I feel like it's like putting yourself in their shoes and like not like changing for, because I feel like you shouldn't change for everyone, but it's like,
but
you have to, because you can learn.
Sometimes I think like things happen in your life that you as a person are gonna change, and your partner, if they truly love you, they have to change with you. Like, I think there's just no choice, because you as a person are now completely different because of this specific event. That if the person really loves you and they still want to continue to be that person that's gonna give you that emotional support and that like presence in your life, you have to change for them no matter what, because you're building a life with this person, and if you're not gonna change with them, then you kind of just need to like that's, to me, like, I don't know if I'm just cynical in that way, where I'm like, if you're not gonna evolve with your partner, then you need to let them be.
I was gonna say, for me, like, I don't know, like, I feel like I read into words very like like little things differently, but I'm like, when I hear someone say like, oh, they changed, like, I'm like, okay, like they like completely changed, but I'm like, I like to say like, with my boyfriend, because I know I'm hot-headed and stuff, I didn't change for him. I'm evolving with him. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm not like, I'm still the same person, but I'm like, I'm doing little things because I'm like, I want them in my life. And I'm like, I know how I am and I know how they are. So I'm trying to meet like a middle point with them. You know what I mean? Because I'm like I said, I'm like, it makes me mad because I can always, I feel like when you know your partner, sabes cuando like están haciendo algo nomás para hacerte a ti contentos. Because like even yesterday, like how I said we were arguing, like he was like, okay, I'm sorry, babe. Like I won't do that again. I was like, and I could just tell, I was like, and I even told him, I was like, Daniel, I was like, you don't feel that way. You're just trying to like tell me what I want to hear. And I was like, and that makes me more mad because I was like, you shouldn't have to do that. Like if you don't feel that way, don't feel that way. Because I'm like, I know I was wrong. And I'm like, and I'm apologizing. You don't have to say anything. You know what I mean? Like just.
But it's also one of those things where like he just loves you so much that.
That's why I feel like it's like,
you have that like selflessness of like, I love this person so much that me apologizing for you is nothing. Like I would so much rather
like I'd rather be okay than for this to be like something.
No, that's why I feel like changing is not good, but I'm like evolving with them is good because it's like you're both growing. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Because like I love when people say like you can't change someone. Like it has to te tiene que nacer. You have to feel like you want, like this is something that you're like, okay. And not just because you care about a person, but you're seeing that I feel like when you're with someone, I feel like that's why they say like relationships are like the biggest opportunity for someone to grow and to learn and to become different, because tienes un amor a alguien that it's like, this is like a different kind of love than any other love you've had in your life. And this is like the kind of love, the partnership, because your parents are going to die. You know, people are going to leave. I'm sorry. If life is good, you know what I mean?
Bye.
You know, but if life goes the way it is, should be like your parents will die eventually and you're going to be with your partner, you know, and this is going to be your person for your life if you believe in the partnership way. You know, obviously if you have other ideas of life, those are ideas, but the ones we're talking about, we believe in obviously having a partner, growing old with them, and this is who you're gonna be with. And you obviously, no one's perfect, right? And I feel like there's no one's perfect. Everyone has their flaws, everyone has their ways of being, and when you love someone, you have to see, okay, like how am I fitting into this role? Like what am I contributing and what can I work on to be better? Y si tú quieres a una persona, if you love someone, te van a hacer, okay, you know what, I can see that when I do this with my partner, le duele. Or if I say this, le duele. Or like, if maybe I could tweak this, or maybe I could wait for her to calm down. Like you will learn your partner when you genuinely, truly have that love and intention to grow with your partner.
Because I was going to say, I'm like, there's like I love watching movies. There's a movie, and in one of the movies, it says like, oh, you like because and you love despite. You like someone because of their qualities, but you love them despite their qualities. Like, you know, like my boyfriend likes me because I'm sweet, but he loves me even though I'm corajudo. And I like my boyfriend because I'm like, he's like always like, he's sexy, but he's always so cute to me. But I'm like, that I love him despite that he's like sensitive. You know what I mean? It's like I think it's like una frase muy bonita.
That's
It's
so
like,
sweet.
You know, it's like, I love my dad because he's always like protected me. But like I love him despite the fact that like he's like corajudo as fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like it's like you don't oversee. It's like you don't look past like their like imperfections. They're like them. You see it as like that's not that bad. Like you know what I mean? Like.
Or I'm even just like I see it and I'm willing to work with it.
Like you're like.
Because I love you
like
so much.
That doesn't make them a bad person. Like this is just like a little like thingy.
Oh, I love that.
That is so cute.
You know, I love movies and I love quoting
that
them.
corny ass shit.
I actually saw recently talking about movies.
Hold on, I am so sorry. I'm gonna pee. Go ahead.
I'm
continue.
like, no, I was gonna say I need to pee. I was hoping.
Hey guys, this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Honestly, when I think about BetterHelp and therapy, it reminds me of the moment of after I had Ezra. It was really hard, honestly, to adjust to becoming a mother, the postpartum depression and anxiety that followed, and just navigating the big changes that were happening in my life, in my relationships, with everything that was changing in my life. It was really, really tough, and I genuinely feel like therapy at the time, it's what helped me stay connected to what I really wanted. It helped me navigate life. I was in a really, really difficult place, filled with a lot of love, of course, being a new mother, but it was very conflicting, and I definitely needed help, and I'm very happy that I had the people in my life that encouraged me to get therapy and to get help. And that's what I want to do now for you guys. If anybody watching this is going through anything and you feel like you're just in a part of life, not necessarily with any huge trauma, it can be other things like adjusting to a new job or adjusting to a life change or trouble in your relationships or trouble with parents, friends, anything that you just feel like you need a different perspective to give you a fresh view on any situation you're going through. I think that therapy can be immensely beneficial.
So if you guys are thinking about maybe starting therapy, please give BetterHelp a try. I 100% recommend it. It is completely online. It's designated that way so it can be convenient to you whenever you need it. It's right at your fingertips, so it fits your schedule that you may have. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire and then you get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any moment if you're not liking the service that you're getting with no additional fee. So let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/IE and besties today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/IE and besties. Definitely recommend it if you guys need it. Now we return to your regular scheduled programming.
Besties, I'm saying my mom has like triple the followers of me on TikTok because she just posts videos of herself like
That is so
lip-syncing.
cute.
She's like,
That's
like,
so real.
and I'm always like, damn.
I love that.
I'm always like, no mames, bro. Like, ain't no way she got triple. Like,
She's got those like deals in her comments
dude,
section.
dude, all the old
hermosa,
men,
mi reina.
literally, all the old
Déjate
men.
saco, bebé.
All the old men in her fucking comments, like literally, like déjate saco a
I love
comer.
that for
like,
her. She's
no,
so
and
real.
She's honestly like living her best life. She got divorced like a year and a half, 2 years now, and like she's just been trying to like find like her footing in the world. And like,
Oh my gosh.
dude, I promise you'd fucking love her. Like if we were to
I
do
feel like I
a
already
segment-
do. I'm like, I don't know.
Literally,
The way you're describing
Girl,
it,
tell
I'm
me
like,
more.
No,
I'm
literally,
actually-
you would love her to death. Like, and you could tell. My mom loves to cook. Like, you could tell her like, "Hazme esto," like she'll make it for you. Like,
I love that. I love like meeting my mom's friends, and I always like love them so much. I'm like, I like
it's
me
such
cae muy
an honor,
bien. Like,
huh,
I
when
don't
they
know.
love you, huh?
You know
love
what
that.
I love about like Latina women right now, that I think they're starting to step out of their role as like wives and moms, that they're really finding themselves like as people and just persons and women, and they're like, wait, what do I want aside of my children and aside of my husband and whatever. And I just love that everyone's just kind of like deschongándose, you know what I mean?
No,
I
dude,
love
and I
that.
love that so much. It's like we're as a new generation, like we're bringing that energy of like, I don't give a
Yes.
fuck about gender roles. Like I'm not be cooking for this man. I'm not be doing this shit for this man. And it's like that energy is rubbing off on our moms.
Or you could do that,
like-
but also what else? Like, who
Exactly.
am
Yeah.
I outside of that role?
No, period. Because I don't. Obviously, yeah, I do want to know. Sir, woman out there, do love to cook, love to clean. Like, no, more power to you. It's about what you want to do. It's about not feeling
Like,
like
you have
forced.
to,
Like you
yeah.
have to do it. If you want to do it, amazing. We're not knocking cleaning and cooking and like being a
Exactly.
mother and all these things. Like, no, that's fucking amazing. Like, bitch, if a man came into my life and paid all my bills and loved me correctly and was like putting me on a pedestal and treating me like a fucking
Lávame, planchame.
The thing is, come down to
Literally.
I'm like, when my boyfriend goes to work, I start cleaning. And he
Dude,
goes to
literally.
like a clean room, and I'm like laying on the bed. I'm
Literally.
like,
Dude,
welcome
I
back.
swear, I will be cooking for him. I'd be cleaning for him, bitch. I'd be like planning cute. I wouldn't give a fuck. But that part is when he treats you with respect. When he's like loving you, paying your bills. Like, dude, obviously I can't be limpiando, planchando, and burying kids, doing all this shit. If I still have to pay half the bills, I gotta go to work. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Like, but if you're doing like all these things for me and you're treating me like the queen that I am, obviamente me va a pinche nacer querer limpiarte, querer cocinarte, querer, do the
Like,
most.
it's like, I feel like, I don't know, me being gay, but I'm like, I feel like that even that instinct comes to me, like, with my boyfriend, I'm like, I want to take care of him. Like, I like just like cleaning after him, even though I'm like, I don't have to. And it's like, a veces cuando se pasa, I'm like, ay, tú necesitas que recoger. But I'm like, I just love doing it because I'm like, I like.
Yeah, I don't even think that's like a hetero or like homo like kind of dynamic. It's just more of like someone's a provider and someone's a caregiver, and that's okay. And whatever person is gonna bring that out of you, whatever role you are like meant to have, like the right person is gonna bring. Yeah. Like the right person's gonna bring that out of you. Si los quieres chequear, sacándolos, like, that's cool. Si lo quieres chequear, haciéndole de comer, like, that's cool too. But I think the right person's always gonna bring that natural side out of you.
Like, for me, I'm like, my former chick, I'm like, I obviously not in front of his friends, but like my boyfriend, I'm like, ay, qué bonito estás. I love getting massaged, and I love like being a chiropractor to him. Like I love like
he's all take a deep breath.
No, yeah, I'm like take a deep breath. And I'm like all the way out, and I just love it. And like even rubbing his back, I'm like, it's like they bring it out of you because it's like les tienes tanto cariño.
Yeah, I just like it. By the way, Steph, the mixed drink is not a mixed drink. It's Mike's Harder Lemonade.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That's Mike's Harder Lemonade.
Dude, I can't even taste. I'm drunk. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm drunk.
Yeah. So me and Steph, not Comadre, he got
Mine's-
Taste Salud right there. But I just got a little lazy to make more, like mix it up. So I just brought
perfect.
it's a shot, a tiny bit of Taste Salud, but the rest is a Mike's Harder Lemonade.
Real.
It's the lemonade flavor. So this is gonna fuck us up. This is gonna take us overboard. If y'all
Comadre's like, let's have a chill night, and we're like, huh?
If y'all want to see us get weird and freaky, it's about to happen. Just let it give us like 15 minutes.
You're like
Give us
2 more of
15
these,
minutes.
and I'm gonna be on the floor.
I'm gonna be twerking on his sis right now, bitch.
Real.
It's
Oh
gonna
my
be a whole
God.
fucking party.
Okay, before I forget though, I do want to shout out I Am Friends because they were in Times Square, which is amazing. We're so proud of them. Honestly, Saul and Caesar and Aaron, they have been killing it, and they are so deserving of having that acknowledgement and that recognition up there. It's such an accomplishment, and I'm so proud of you guys, and I love you guys so much.
Dude, literally, Spotify put them on a whole
Yes.
billboard.
That's
And
why Spotify loves Latinos.
Yes! Spotify's for the to all the all the Latinos.
Don't say Mexican.
the
They'll
whole- I
come
know
for
my
you,
bad,
girl.
baby girl. But you know what though?
We're
I will say
Mexican.
Mexican because I'm a motherfucking Mexican.
I hate when they say that. Like, oh, say Latino. But bitch, I'm Mexican. Like,
I'm
Mexican. I'm sorry.
It's a given. I support Latinos, but as a
Yes.
Mexican, I want to be, proud of my patria. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Period. And that's I'm like, obviously, I got love for everybody. I want everybody to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm Mexicana, baby girl. Like, I'm gonna rep the Mexicana.
You know
flag
what I
all day.
actually love that Becky G just said? She was saying like, she didn't like that like you had to be half and half. And I just told my one of my best friends, she's half white and half Mexican, and we're always like, oh, you're our white friend and you're our white friend. And I told her the other day, I was like, you're really not though, because if we're acknowledging your whiteness, it's equal parts to your Mexicanness. Because her mom's white and her dad's Mexican, and I'm like, so if we're gonna acknowledge the white, we gotta acknowledge the Mexican because you're equal parts.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about being Mexican American. And I love that Becky G said that because it's so true. Like you can be from here and you can be from there 100%. Because
I'm not. I was born in Mexico, so don't come for me, bitch.
Oh.
I'm 100%.
That might be true for Steph.
I'm 100%, baby girl.
I grew up in Mexico, so I feel both, but I do feel more. I said this in the last episode too. I always felt more Mexican because I mean, in the IE, it's all Mexicans. Like I'm not even gonna lie, I really have not been around.
Maybe I'm like,
I need a
who's
roommate.
gonna rent out their house in the backyard? Let me know.
I need a
Hit me up.
roommate.
But not even just the IE, like all like SoCal is so Hispanic.
It is. I
so
love it.
Hispanic.
I love it.
I'm like, I was the only one in mi familia que nació aquí. But I'm like, even me, I'm like, I feel like not even that like Americanized. Obviously, I'm Americanized, but I'm like, yo me siento bien mexicano. La verga. Like, I don't know, because I'm like, even like when my friends went to go visit me back home, she was like, she's like, your family's like Mexican as fuck. She's like you guys only, like my family, like my siblings know English. En la casa no hablamos inglés. Like it's puro español, and it's like she was like it felt like I was like visiting like my like Mexican ass family back in the motherland. I was like, that's how I grew up. I was like, that's why I was in ELD. That's why I was like this. I'm like,
and it's such a compliment. I had a friend come over this weekend and he was like, your house smells like Mexico. And I was like, thank you.
gasolina y cerveza.
Gasolina, cigarros y barrotes.
Y todo lo que pendeje.
A pinche pendeja eso huele.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I love cheers, queen. I love like this newfound like just well, for me, I know you've always said you've grown up and like feeling like super Latino and loving like Latino music and everything and like love that. But for me, my experience obviously growing up here in the US has always been kind of more like I don't think my parents intentionally repressed our like our Latinidad. I know we went to our family parties and it was all Mexican music. We had bandas, we had corridos like for the quinceañeras. Like, I know that they tried. We went back to where I was born often. Every weekend, at least one weekend a month, we would travel back to where I was born. And like, I know they did make a huge effort. Like, I'm literally like a keep up with my cousins. Like, agarrando cura and like fucking like you know I know that they did a good job, but obviously growing up in the U.S. and going to school in the U.S. at the time when I was young in middle school, high school, like I was always made to feel like ashamed to be proud of like my corridos, like my banda, or like listening to like Spanish like romanticas. And I would always, every time someone would ask me like, oh, like what's your favorite song, like who's your favorite artist, like even though I would like probably first think of like a Spanish song, I would just say like an English song, because I just like it was just easier
to feel like you were like, oh, I know this English song.
and not even to like fit in. It was just more to just, I just didn't have the energy to like explain who's that artist, oh, what is that, like I just didn't want to get into it. So I would just easily just say like
da hueva tener que explicarle
hueva, exactly, da una pinche hueva, bro, like 100%. And I feel like now that I'm older, and I even like I've asked my younger sisters like what's in, like what's cool, you know, like what, like when they were in high school and everything, and I was so happy to hear that it's actually like people are now, because I feel like some artists are like bigger and like Peso Pluma and like, you know, so many artists have been like taking up space in like the like music community, that a lot of like Latinos are being so much more happier to rap like Mexicanos or like whatever like Latino community you're from, like they've been just more proud to like rep it and like bump that shit. And she was saying, dude, like everyone in my grade like bumps corridos, bumps banda, like everyone is like a paisa, like, and that's like what's cool. And I was like, oh my god, like my heart felt so happy, and I was like, oh, I wish that would have been like a thing in my time, but it's fine, like I'm happy that it's coming now, like they get to live that experience, and like it makes me so happy, because I didn't feel comfortable kind of like repping like me. And I wish that I would have had the balls to do it. I just wasn't confident enough. You know, I was going through my own shit, and I just going through a lot of shit. But I'm happy that they got to live their high school experience not feeling like they had to hide like,
you know what I kind of wonder
like,
though, like people in like like Kentucky or like Alabama, where like they see Peso Pluma at the Grammys and they're like, who the fuck is this person? You know what I mean? Like I kind of do wonder the culture shock of like, I guess non-Latino,
like discovering this person, like, oh, this person has like millions of like
right
followers.
You know, like it's people that are just watching the Grammys as like Americans, and they're seeing like this Latino kind of takeover, which I do think we're doing 100%. I think Latinos are kind of taking over, and I love, and bitches
coming for your jobs, your TVs, your degrees, your everything. Asustense.
Who's gonna clean your toilets? Donald Trump. Remember that bitch? You guys don't remember her? Dude, this bitch was like, anyways, fuck her. Anyways, but you know what I mean? Like, I do wonder how, I guess, like, people of other ethnicities are kind of taking the Latino takeover in the industry.
I love it.
Because, like, even, like, Eugenio Derbez, like, if you're not Latino, like, you don't really understand who he is and the importance, the role he's playing. Exactly. 100%. So let us know if you're do we even have white viewers?
I don't know.
I barely have white friends. I don't know.
I have one, and she's the best.
I have white relatives.
Really?
They're great. Well, my sister married a white man.
Oh, you're so right.
My niece and nephew are white. But they're...
You guys seen Sweet Caroline?
They're Latinos to me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I was feeling with, like, my white friend. She understands...
Dude. Sorry, look, Olivia, I hit her up and I was like, one of my friends, and I was like, oh, like, I had invited her out, like, with Adam Malado, and I was like, dude, let's go on Saturday. She was like, I'm in San Diego with my Mexican grandparents. She didn't say Mexican, but she was like, my grandparents came from Mexico, and, like, they're visiting, so, like, I was like, bitch, you're Latina?
I didn't know she was Latina either.
Nah, that's what I said. I was like, bitch, you're Latina. And she was like, yeah, I told you like a long time ago, like when we first met. And I was like, bitch, girl, that's a long time ago. It's just like my girl, you know, she's super tall, super skinny, super pretty and model, like white girl vibes. But she doesn't speak Spanish. So I just thought, oh, she's like a white cutie, you know, like a white, like, you know, she's white passing. So like I never really like thought, oh, she's Latina, especially because she didn't speak Spanish. But then she was like, oh, like my grandparents from Mexico are visiting, so like I'm over here, and I'm like, bitch, you're Latina, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. Like, people are starting to be proud of that shit. Actually, I do want to ask, what part of Mexico are you from?
Michoacan.
Are you from a pueblito, or are you from like a bigger city?
Pueblito.
Do you have like scary stories like from your pueblo that are like really known? You know what I mean?
Scary, like spiritual,
like
or
spooky,
like,
yeah.
Spiritual,
like
a
demonic.
Any scary, honestly.
Just because this is gonna air in October, so it's spooky.
Ooh, spooky man.
I don't know about like spooky like that. I'm like, my dad said que like lo persiguieron las brujas. It's like stuff like that.
I don't know if that's enough. It's like terrifying as fuck.
Le hacen brujería a mi
stuff
papá.
and that. I'm like, dicen que like en la casa de mi tía, which is like right next to mine, like espantan, but I'm like, I personally have been there. I've seen like shadows and stuff, pero nunca me da miedo. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, if it's just because, like, me da, like, I'm
like
secure.
in Mexico, like you
Yeah.
see, like, ooh.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo soy bien miedoso. I hate being in the dark. Pero mi tía lives right next to us. Like, we even have a gate. Like, tenemos un cerco, pero we have a gate, like, so we can go, like, de su patio a mi patio.
Right.
Okay.
And I like watching movies at her house for some odd reason. So I like going over there at night and, like, watching movies. And it's happened, like, we have curtains and stuff, but it's, like, think, like, of a hotel. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
I think I know what you mean.
Hacienda vibes, like that.
Hacienda.
So cuando
Like
voy...
el patio en medio.
Yeah. So it's like, if I'm going to go para mirar una película en la sala, paso por todos los cuartos. And it's happened that's like, it's only me and my tía at the house. Y paso, and I think I see someone in one of the rooms, and then I'll look.
Ooh.
And then, like, I'll see, like, something, like, move. And then I'm like, I open the door and there's nothing there. But I'm like, nunca me ha dado miedo. And I don't know si es nomás porque, like, a mí me da, like, I'm secure because it's like, it's not my house, but I feel like it's my house. That I'm like, oh, no me da nada.
No me van a
But, like,
lastimar.
a mis primos sí han pasado que, like, they hear, like, knocking or they see people looking at them through the window. Pero a mí nunca me han asustado where it's like, I feel scared. It's more of like, I see stuff and I'm like, maybe it's a dead family member. I don't know.
You're like, they're
No,
watching over
that
me.
is so fair because the other night it was like 3 a.m. in my kitchen and we have like an island and I was like making like a snack or something and I saw like a white figure like to my right and I like you said like no me dio miedo, like I wasn't scared, I was just kind of like okay, I know there's something there, and to me every time it's the middle of the night and I feel a presence, I'm like, it's my dad. Because we used to always like
and make snacks together.
yeah, not even make snacks together. It's like I would get up at like 2 a.m., like creep into the kitchen and he would be in there and we kind of just run into each other.
I love that.
And he'd be like, oh, no puedes dormir. And I'd be like, no, papi, like I'm going to get a snack or whatever. So I'm always like, okay, it's probably, so like you said, like, si no me da miedo, I'm like, it's my dad.
Because I'm like, it's happened that like driving home, I've seen like a white fog in the middle of the road and then it disappears. And I'm like a crier. Yeah. So like I started crying that time, but like when I see things in Mexico, no me da nada de sentimiento. Like I don't feel scared. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's a family member who like likes me. And it's like siempre
who likes me?
Yeah. It's like, han dicho que en la casa de mi tía, one of my other tías se espanta. So I'm always like, and my mom always says que esa tía siempre, like I never met her when I was bigger, but like she met me when I was a baby. And mi mami siempre decía que like me quería mucho, que she'd always like would pinch my cheek. She'd be like, ay, está bien bonito. So I'm like, maybe it's her, no sé. But I'm like, I know my mom was terrified of like looking over there, like that calling me, excuse me.
Es tu tía.
Actually, no, but like my mom, like one of our, like esa tía, her house is right next to ours, but it's like run down, you know, la han compuesto. But like my mom le tenía mucho miedo. I don't know why, but like at night, porque we have a bathroom on the outside, y antes que arreglamos la casa central, we would have to go to the bathroom outside. Like it was like a separate little like room with a bathroom. And my mom would not look over there. And I would always be like, ¿por qué le da tanto miedo? And to this day, I don't know, pero she'd be like, es que a veces miro como una sombra allá y se me hace como que si es tu tía y me da mucho miedo. But I'm like, I've never once felt like asustado like that, like when I'm over there, you know?
Yeah, because I think you can definitely feel like when, and especially like me with my dogs, like I'm like, if it's a bad spirit or a bad omen, my dogs are going to let me know. Like, me van a avisar, ellos van a sentir, because, you know, I'm 100% a believer that animals can see and sense, like, into, like, a different dimension or a fucking spiritual world that we cannot. So if I'm feeling, like, that uncertainty of, like, fuck, I'm kind of scared right now, I look at my dog and I'm like, okay, if my dog's reacting, then maybe, but if they're not, then I'm okay.
Like, this last year que fui a Mexico, me de mi perrita, and I'm like, I would see, like, shadows and stuff, but I'm like, Zafaira, that's my dog's name. Nunca ladraba, nunca nada. So I love Safa. Like, se llama Safa, she's so cute. But I'm like, nunca ladraba or anything. So I'd be like, like, if she's not scared, I'm not scared either. Like,
exactly.
And I wouldn't feel any, like, type of, like, fear or anything. I would just be like, ni se me paraban los pelos de la mano ni nada. Like, I would just be like, oh, I'm like, well, maybe they're just lingering. Like, no
I
sé.
love that feeling, though, of like, oh, there's like another presence here that is literally in a different dimension than me, and I feel calm with it. Like,
and if anything, I've said this on a podcast before. I'm like, if I ever do feel like scared, like when I see a ghost, I start cussing. No, because that's what I've heard.
Like, what do you want me, bitch?
Yo he escuchado que si dices que like, oh, si me hace un espíritu y like te da miedo, le dices que like partir la
Why should I
madre.
so pinche
No,
madre?
that
Like,
is so
because
true.
it's like, because it shows, because they feed off of fear supposedly. It shows que you're not scared. It's like, oh, chinga tu madre, pinche way. Like you like start like saying anything to show them like, bitch, like you chose the wrong one.
Dude, that is so true. My ex's grandma used to tell me that, like, if you feel a ghost y te están molestando, you just need to be like, ay, no me estés chingando ahorita, Like, literally, vete a chingar otra parte because I'm not having it tonight.
I've heard like if it's like a bad one, it might like try to scare you more, but you just have to keep on staying like chingas a tu madre, deja de venir, like you know what I mean? Actually.
Damn,
like,
that's fucking scary though. Imagine it's all fucking put like I always think of Scary Movie and I'm like, fuck, that's just gonna fuck me up, like actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also very aware that if you don't like invite it into the spirit, like into the physical world, you're good. Like you can't say like, oh, if you're here, like move this, because then they're gonna like now you're like opening. You're pretty much like opening that door for them.
No, yeah. But I've always said, I'm like, I feel like yo soy muy like corajuda and protective. Obviously, I would not want to deal with a ghost. But if it came down to it, like let's say like
I'm throwing hands.
Actually like I'd be scared, but I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna let it see. Like if I had my dog and it did something to my dog, oh, you better believe I'd be like, okay, let me grab my sage. I was like, you wanna play this little nasty game? I was like, I can be nasty too. I was like, let me go get el padre to bendecir. Then I'm gonna get some sage, and I'm like,
let me call the blood of Jesus Christ.
I'm like, let's play that little game. I'm like, you wanna play? Let's do that. We can play este jueguito pendejo.
That is so funny.
Like you chose the wrong person. Like I have nothing to do during the day, and I'm corajudo. Like, come on, mamas, like let's go.
Not the sage.
Wait, how did you come up with the name Sapphire for your dog? Like what made you decide that? Like,
oh, I don't know. Like I adopted her, so cuando fui a
where'd you
the
adopt her
adoption,
from?
I forgot OC Pets as OC Rescue algo así. I was like, me sentí con el como. I was like, let's go to the adoption event, and I kind of felt lonely. And I was like, maybe a dog. I'm like, si me hallo algo que like I feel like connects with me. And había bien hartos perritos, like puppies, and there was one that wanted to come to the front, but the other ones were too energetic, and I was like, ay, pobrecita. So then I picked her up, and after I picked her up, I was like, oh, I'm keeping her. I was like, I can't put her back down. And I don't know, I was looking at her, and they were like, do you have a name in mind? And I was like, Sapphire, like, I know it means like promiscuous, like, but I'm like, I'm like, it sounds so cute.
Sapphire does sound cute.
My bitch is puta y
I didn't even know. I didn't even know that's what it meant.
No, yeah, it means like promiscuous, but I was like, pues, it can mean like caca, and I'd still name her it. Like, I don't like, she's so sweet, and I love her so much. I'm like, she goes to Mexico with me, but I'm like, no. Even when I was gonna take her, I wasn't sure if it was gonna work, but Volaris, you guys need to be better.
Don't even fucking get me started on Volari's stupid ass pet policy.
No, yeah, I'm like, what? She's una perrita chiquita, so she can go on the thing with me. But I wanted to double check, and I was trying to call them. I was trying to I hit them up on WhatsApp. I could not contact an actual person. And I was like, si no la dejan subir al vuelo, no me voy a ir en el vuelo. And I even told my mom, I was like, mami, perdón, pero si, I was like, necesito que encontrar otro vuelo o algo, because I was like, si no dejan que Sapphire se suba, no voy a ir. And even on the way back, I was trying to contact them to let them know, like, tengo todo el papeleo para que entre Sapphire a los Estados Unidos otra vez. And nadie me podía decir un sí o no. So I was like, I told my mom, I was like, si voy. Y dicen que no. I was like, no me voy a ir sin mi perrita. And she was like, nosotros la podemos llevar. And I was like, no me voy. I was like, si ella va, yo voy. Si no, no.
Dude, the amount of times I have fought with Volari's fucking like attendants about my dog, because they have a very stupid fucking rule that like you have to have a carry-on. Literally, the like measurements are for like a tiny little puppy.
It's like super small.
So unrealistic.
Like a teacup Yorkie.
No, even like a teacup Yorkie fucking puppy. They're like, okay, she has to. The dog has to be able to stand up and turn around.
No, it's like the dog has to be under 10 pounds. It has to be able to do a full like turn around,
spin in the little like cage.
It has to be like the dimensions is like less than 12 inches.
It has to fit under the seat.
No, yeah. I'm like, when I went, la señora was like, oh, like, because my Sapphire is small and she's less than 10 pounds, pero está más larguita. So I was like, she can still do a turn. She's like, no, te la dejamos pasar. No voy a ser like difícil contigo.
Oh my God, love. Because dude, I have fought like my dog. I have a little Pomeranian. She's like 11 pounds.
But her fur makes her look big.
Yeah, she looks bigger than she is. And I remember one time we were going on a flight.
And not
even that, dude. They were like, es que si no se puede dar una vuelta, no la podemos dejar subir. And like, she literally did a turn. It was a tight ass turn. I don't give a fuck, bitch. She turned. She turned around. She's like, oh, es que le tengo que hablar a otra persona. Dude, I spent like fucking an hour fighting with them. And I was like, you better fucking let my dog on, because this is ridiculous. Like, everything you're asking of me, like, she's doing.
They wanted Sapphire to go under the sea, and I got una carrier que es de fabric, because I was like, I'm not gonna get a plastic carrier.
Yeah.
And after they were like, hola, puedes poner suegra, and I put her down, but as soon as the flight took off, I put her on my lap, and I was like,
open the top.
I was like, she's not gonna be cramped. I was like, ni modo.
You know, Volaris actually killed Pepe Aguilar's dog.
Shut the fuck up.
It was, they had gone into LAX and se le salió, y cuando lo encontraron ya estaba muerto el perrito. And then the motherfuckers had the audacity to put his dog on like the Volaris like main page as like oh, I'm sorry, like we killed your dog. And I was like, mother, if I was Pepe Aguilar, like bro, I would burn the entire LAX to the ground.
Soy una persona like a Karen, but I was like, for my dog, I actually would. I was like, I would go full Karen. I would go full like everything.
There's no way.
I've learned that recently. I'm not confrontational. Like, I will not argue. Like, I very much would just me trago las cosas. But ever since becoming a mother, ever since becoming like more protective of like the people around me, I'm like, oh bitch, no.
No, yeah. I'm like, I even
don't
told
try
my friends,
me.
I was
Don't
like,
try me.
Like, yo soy like a lo mejor yo no soy like una mujer, I can't have babies, ¿verdad? But I'm like,
no. I'm very much one of those people that's like, bro, I believe that people can love their pets as much as a person can love a child. Like, I believe that 100%.
I told my friends, like, con las que vivo, I was like, you guys, if you guys one day want to take Safira on a walk and I'm not there, I was like, you guys can do it. But I was like, if one of your guys' friends would take her out on a walk, I would get in my car, drive around the neighborhood. If I found them, I would take Safira from them, probably like hit them and be like, don't ever touch my dog ever again without my permission. I'm like, I'm crazy about her, you know? And I'm like, yo la puedo regañar porque es mi bebé. Like, you know, I'm like, I can be like, Safira, no hagas eso. But if someone else does it, I'm like, easy with it. Porque tú no tienes ningún derecho, you know?
Ooh, that's me when people come to my house and they're like, encierra tu perra. Lárgate.
This is her
Get
house.
the fuck out of my house, bitch. Like, this is my dog's home and you're not going to come in here and like limit her. Like,
and
no,
honestly,
bitch.
all your dogs are super sweet.
I know.
Like, so if anyone says like, that would even piss me off.
One of my dogs died recently and
I'm so sorry.
I know.
Dude, we're coming up on Dia de los Muertos for
Dude,
pets.
he's gonna visit
those
you.
TikToks.
Dude, I was
those
just
TikToks
gonna say that.
I had Safira during those TikToks and I already started bawling my eyes out. I was like, no quiero que se muera. She was like barely like 4 months old. And I was like, no quiero que se muera.
No, dude, my dog was like Vanessa can fucking attest to it. My dog was the sweetest.
The sweetest.
He literally was like such, like, si llegabas, he would walk to your car and he would
literally walk you to the front door. Like, he was like a butler, like so cute. Like the recibía, like the car would drive in, he would drive by your
sniff
car.
you.
You'd come out of the car and like not like aggressive, just super kind, super. He like Stephanie always had him with like a little like bandana around his neck, like super sweet. Like me and Stephanie got drunk as fuck one time and like we were sunbathing in the morning. We were laying there and he was there like sitting by us, like supervising us, like making sure like we just like he was just. So fucking sweet. That when she told me, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm about to cry right now too.
No, I'm literally about to cry.
It's like so sweet. And it's like un video se me quedó, which is like like before like colonization.
Colonization?
Before colonization.
Wait a minute.
Native like people decían que like si tenías un perro, que like when you would die, you would have to cross like, I think it's like a river or certain. Mm-hmm. And depending on how good of a person you were, like, it'd be easy. Like if you were a really good person, it'd be easy. But like if you had a rough fashion, you were like a bad person, you were gonna struggle crossing. But okay, if you had a dog, me about to cry too. But if you had a dog and you were really good to it, that obviously he wouldn't wait for you to die, but he would be waiting for you at the edge of the river
to help you cross.
He would help you swim, because you know how like some dogs like they're rescuers, so they help you. It would swim with you and help you fight against the current to get you. Me about to cry on the other side. So it's like they weren't waiting for you, but they would be like, they wouldn't cross
like
all
their
the way.
Spirit, their
like
spirit.
Their spirit would wait for you on the other side, be like, oh, like they were really good to me, so I'm gonna help them cross the river to make sure that they're okay. And that, like, I told my mom that when I was in Mexico, and I started crying. She's like, I no debes de llorar. And then I also heard sometimes after your dog passes, que some owners still hear their little footsteps or stuff, and that's because que supposedly like a dog spirit won't leave until it knows that you're okay. So that's why they're like, oh, it's good to like
poor bitch. He's never getting the fuck out of here.
And I'm gonna keep it that way.
It's good to like feel your emotions, but to like not be like, oh, I wish that they were still here, because then they can't pass. Because they'll still they say that they worry that they're like, oh, like que no te vayas somewhere. I went deep in this and I was bawling the whole time. También dicen que like, oh, like veterinarians dicen que like, oh, like if you have a dog that's really sick and you take it to them, sometimes they'll get better. But as soon as they see their owners, they'll pass away, and it's because they're holding off to see them one last time before like pasan. I know like so much about, and then también dicen que every time que you see a rainbow, que your dog is on the other side of the rainbow, like esperando que tú
Yeah,
cruces, you know?
that's like a thing, like the rainbow bridge, like your dog's always waiting for you on the other end of the rainbow bridge. I just like genuinely, I have so many dogs, but actually I like, well, right now I have 5, but I had 6, and I just like, I love the movie Coco because I love the importance it puts
Of pets.
on the alegrijes, because like your
So we're gonna beat you up.
he always fucks up our fucking things. No, but actually, like, just like the importance that it puts, like, even just like, obviously that dog is very, you know, specific to the Mexican culture, but I just think dogs in general having that like effect on you and like being able to be so important to your life, like this dog would genuinely like make me feel so safe and so loved, and he was so loyal. Like one time I took him hiking, and like it was me, my mom, my dad, and obviously me and my dad and my dog were like way ahead of my mom because we were like, you know, a little bit more fit. My mom ate shit, and we were like way at the top of the hill. My dog, right when he saw that my mom fell, he booked it to my mom y no la dejó like the entire rest of the hike. Like he was just one of those dogs that I didn't really need to try to make him a good dog. He was just loyal, and he was just loving, and he was just amazing, and
I want
honestly
to know
so beautiful.
that he was a German Shepherd.
He was a German Shepherd.
German Shepherds are literally like, I'm not taking away from the credit of him being an amazing dog because I know there's...
No, I agree with that. I think German Shepherds are the sweetest.
German Shepherds in general are just some of the most sweetest like companions. Yes, some take some training. Some are crazy because I've heard crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I've had a German Shepherd and know they could be crazy.
Yeah.
I think overall though, like to their core, they're just such great loving companions.
Yeah.
Like German Shepherds are honestly the sweetest. And when you called me and you like we were telling me, I couldn't believe it. I had just seen him like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he was like up and like about.
And I think he was just old, and he
Wait,
was
how old
like
was he?
He was 9. I mean, he wasn't that old, but he was one of those dogs que nunca paraba. Like he was always active. He was always like
moving.
on guard. He was always like checking, and he fell asleep in like the most like peaceful, like cutest way. Like he literally died in the sweetest fucking position, and like I think he just fell asleep.
You think that's what it... So there was nothing else? It was just old age, you think it was
I think his heart was just really tired because he fell asleep like in just like the sweetest way. And I have so much comfort in knowing that he had such a good life.
He did.
Genuinely. Like
He did.
I took him everywhere. He was like a very good dog. I loved him so purely and so truly, and I love all my dogs. Like I have such pride in my dogs because they're really, really good dogs. They don't attack anyone. They've never bitten anybody. Like they are such good dogs, and I just genuinely feel that when you treat an animal with so much love, they really give back to you. And I think that my dog is like living honestly like his best. I really do think all dogs go to heaven.
Yeah,
actually.
I think so too.
I think if you treat your dog with the most love and the most respect, like they are going to give all of that back to you. Because all my other dogs, when this dog passed, I think it was like last Thursday or something, they were so like on me that they all felt it. Like they all knew that I was really sad, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I love this. I'm so fucking heartbroken for this dog, but these ones need me too. I felt like a mom almost.
yeah.
Like, oh fuck, like me necesita mis otros hijos, you know?
Yeah.
And they feel it. Like they feel that need of like I need to comfort her, and they've all been like really, really sweet. But it is really hard because I just love my animals so much.
Me too. Like with Safaira, like she's like, I've like not even trying to be like, I've never owned a dog by myself. I've had dogs with my family in Mexico, pero aquí nunca tenido uno by like myself. And with Safaira, oh, also this is a photo of her.
I know, I want to see her.
Yeah, please.
She's a terrier mix.
Oh, period.
But
She looks like a schnauzer.
I've seen her because you post her on like
no,
TikTok.
yeah, I'm like,
and stuff.
I love her. I'm like, when I say I really didn't teach her much, I was just like always there with her. Y salió tan tierna, which is why like even the thought of her dying like always makes me want to cry. But like then the thought of like, oh, like I know que yo la trato bien. I know that like, because I've been like a bitch sometimes in like real life. And I'm like, I know that she's like, I like the like story of like, oh, like los perros esperan el otro lado, like to help you cross. I think it's like una cosa muy bonita because it's like, I was there for you and you're there for me, you know?
Yeah.
And like even with her, like I was telling my roommates, I was like, oh, like Safira is such a good dog and like I love her so much. I was like, I'd want to get another dog just so like que tenga compañía. And I don't know. And then something I always think of, I always hear que like los animales, they take on any energy que like they don't want for you.
I've heard that about cats.
I've heard that about like even like birds and stuff and like pájaros, like si les tienes mucho cariño and they know que like you love them, que like sometimes like obviously like I believe in like bad energy, like evil eye y todo eso, que sometimes if someone te está haciendo algo muy grave, they take it on themselves to make sure que like a ti no te pase nada. Because like there's stories of people like who like their pets like they'll find one day and then the next day like no más se mueren. It's like a lot of people say like, oh, it's because it's like they love you so much they would take it on themselves instead of like them having to deal with it.
I believe that 100% too.
When my uncle I have an uncle who I'm really close to, he was diagnosed with cancer. My mom was like, don't, because it's my dog's birthday today actually, another dog, Cami, I love her.
Happy birthday
Cami, happy birthday Cami.
But when estás echando un shot,
es para ti, bebé.
I'm like un little cheers
to Cami
to
live a long life. But when my uncle was diagnosed, like my mom was like, no le arrimes Camila, like no dejes que se la arrime tanto, because like supposedly like when you have like an illness, like sometimes they like take that on as well. Yeah. So like even like when COVID was happening and I got COVID, my mom did not let my dog in my room because we didn't, like at the time it was like when we didn't know if dogs could get COVID. So my mom was like, no, like we cannot have her like even a little bit exposed, like she need, because they do like they take all that from you, and like they love you so much.
I feel like when I've been like, porque a mí me da like not like full on depression, but me da como like mucha like emotions sometimes which aren't good. I feel like especially when I'm like that, I feel like to everyone else I'm acting normal, but even with like my dog Safera, I can see little things where it's like she's just a little bit more cuddly or me está lamiendo más que normal, and I'm like, ay, ni me entiendes. So I was like, no quiero que te dé nada a ti, you know.
She knows, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I can like be like a testimony to seeing other people have like amazing relationships with dogs. I haven't had one with a dog. Not that I'm knocking dogs. Like I can.
No, but
totally,
dogs are the same. I think it's just pets in general.
Yeah, pets. Right. I can totally see how dogs, like at least for dogs, especially. I've said it here, and I think a long time ago, I was really, really young, and I had a Maltipoo, and that Maltipoo, his name was Cachito. He was my world, and I loved him, and I was obsessed with him, and he got ran over by my mom's.
By your mom?
My mom had a guy that would sell clothes, and he would come in a van, and he would come, like, pull up in our driveway and, like, sell us clothes out of his van, and he fucking ran over Cachito with his van, because he was literally sleeping by his tire, and he just, like, took off, and he fucking ran him over, and he killed him. And I think that traumatized me. Like, I feel like barely recently.
It's like you love something so much que luego que te pasa, you're like, I can't, like, because it's
never
like, I know someone who, like, they're a family member, and they're like, they had a chihuahua, and after it died, they're like, I can't
never
get another.
again.
They're like,
Dude,
I can't love something like that ever again, because if
I literally do, like, I swear to you, like, I would sleep with him, I would wake up, first thing I do, feed him, like, play with him, like, when you're a child whose parents, like, love you and give you like material things but are not really connected to you in the deeper ways that matter, and you have a dog that's with you on a day-to-day basis who all the dog's life revolves around you, you connect with the dog on a different level. And I connected with Cachito on like a different level, and when he died, I still hear in my ears like my screams.
You saw him?
Yes. The way he yelled, the way the way I yelled, the way I was screaming, crying, the way my dad picked him up, and he was still alive when my dad picked him up to take him to the vet. The dog was screeching in pain because his tripas came out of his butt because the tire literally like went over him.
Oh my god!
And I literally was screaming, crying like.
How old were you?
I was like in 4th grade. Like I was a little child. And I swear to you, from that moment forward when he passed away, every time I looked at a dog, I had the most like indifference. Like I could not give 2 shits about any dog that my parents had after that. Like yeah, I could pet it, I could acknowledge that it was cute.
No, but that's not fair.
But like I literally could not give 2 fucks.
Te das como un cariño muy
yeah,
fuerte
and
con
I
ellos.
literally and it wasn't intentional. It wasn't like me trying to put. I think when that happens at such a young age and it's so traumatizing, you just kind of like build up a wall of like, well, I'm not gonna let this shit happen again.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not. And I really
did
did
like,
that.
It's cause I feel like it's like because you love them so much.
And you see how fucking it hurts.
Because I'm like, I am a heavy ass sleeper. But if Zafaira whimpers a little bit, like even a little bit at night, me despierto. And even my roommate, she'll be like up at night, like talking loud or lo que sea, she'll drop something, no me levanto. But if Safira goes, this one, yo me levanto, and it's like a subconscious thing where it's like, I love her so much that, like, even while I'm sleeping, my brain's like, Safira. Like when because I got her fixed, like as soon as she turned 6 months, the doctor was like, oh, don't let her lick herself. She had a complex. They're like, don't let her lick herself porque she can open herself up. Esa noche me levanté 3 veces because I kept on having dreams que se estaba desangrando because she licked herself.
Oh my God.
So me da tanta curiosidad. And then one day she got stung with a bee and she was crying. When I tell you I was in tears, bawling my eyes out, and I called one of my friends out who's studying to be a vet tech. I was like, ¿qué hago? And she's like, how long has it been? I was like, 3 minutes. She's like, if she was allergic, she would have been worse by now. She's fine. Just give her some pain medicine. I was like, okay. But I'm like, te da tanto, like, te encariñas tanto.
Te encariñas, 100%. And I feel like, you know, un cariño crece, you know, like, and that happens. And I've told the besties here that I'm not a dog person. And I don't think that was like me just trying to be like, oh, like, I don't fuck with dogs. I just genuinely feel like I can acknowledge that scenario had a lot to do with me, like, not wanting to have a dog. But my sister got a cat. And one thing about me, like, when you're going through a lot, right? Like, me personally, I've been going through a lot, and I have been for years. There's been so much change, becoming a mother, and just, like, relationship changes and changes in my family, like, just, and changes in friendships. Like, there's just been so much going on in my life that I've always just felt like a dog was needy. Like, having a dog, I had a dog and I sold it. I bought a dog and I sold it because I was like, this is too much work and I cannot be present enough to care for this dog. Like, I cannot, because I know that it's like a child. Having a puppy, it's literally having like another child, and I just could not do it. And I was just like, dude, like, I've been going through so much, like, the thought of having a dog just has not been like in the cards for me. And then my younger sister started having cats. She started bringing cats, and we have never been a cat household. Every time we thought about having a cat when we were younger, my mom was always like, no, they have muchos pelos, like a million excuses.
Hace daño.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
A million excuses. A million
Todo hace
excuses.
daño, los pelos de perro, las plumas de pájaro, los pelos de gato,
pero los pelos de gato.
los míos de conejo, todo.
Right. So we never had a cat, but I don't know what. I guess maybe it was my parents' divorce, because we barely started having cats like maybe like a year or two ago, like that we started having cats. And my younger sister had a cat, and we've had 3 now up to date. And when I tell you that cats, in my experience, have been, again, just because I haven't had a dog in years, so like I can't attest to what it's like to have a dog as an adult, but having a cat has been oh my God, like, I literally, obviously my conditioning about cats has always been like, oh, cats are this, cats are that. So because of what I've been told, right? Like, I've never actually known what it's like to have a cat. But what I've loved about cats is that, and I've said it before, is that they literally, like, they're not needy. Like, they obviously, like, you give them their food, they know where to poop and pee, they have like their cat litter, so you don't gotta train them, which has been like amazing. They just automatically know where they have to poo and pee. They're low maintenance. And I feel like when you're going through so much in life where you feel like, fuck, like, I have to come home because, like, I have to play with my puppy, or like they're crying because puppies are always just, I've had puppies in my life, and they're just always crying when they're young. Like, they just want, like, attention, whether it's from their parent, their mom, or from an adult. And cats don't do that. Cats just love to be free. They love to explore. They love to be on their own. And obviously when you're there, they'll cuddle with you, and like they'll cuddle with you for like 10 minutes, and they're like, bye bitch, like, I'm out, like, that's enough. And I just love, like, it doesn't feel like there's too much pressure to give, because cats just always feel like they're so willing to give, in the sense of, like, I'm gonna give until how much I could give, and then I'm gonna do my own thing, and then you go do your own thing.
For me, I like, well, I've never had my own cat. I'm very much about personality with pets. You know, like, I love some cats, and then some cats I'm like, I was
no,
like,
pussy,
like,
no, of course. Some are assholes.
No, yeah, that's why I'm like, with my, like, perrita Safera, I wouldn't just buy a dog online. Like, I adopt her because I actually was like, I need to be there and see, like, which one, like, me llama. You know, I'm very much about, like, which one, like, se me hace como, like, oh, like, you, like, something about you se me hace especial, because I don't think I could just do that. So I feel like I could be attached to a cat, but I feel like I would have to, like, be there and, like, observe and be like, something about you se me hace como diferente, where I'm attracted to it, because I'm like, there's been some cats where I'm like, oh, you're okay, and then there's been others that I need, like I went to this guy's house because my boyfriend was buying a plant,
Dude.
and one of his cats, I
Buying
was
a
like,
plant?
no, yeah, his cat was so friendly. I was like, I love this cat. Like, it's like, I don't know, something about it, like, me cae muy bien. Like, I feel like it's like with people,
Ya
I'm
caes
like,
bien,
no,
mija.
I'm like, it's like, I feel like it's with people, like, una gente te cae, otra gente nomás no te cae.
No.
No,
100%.
and honestly, like 100%. And I feel like obviously I cannot be like, oh, I'm not trying to say like cats are better than dogs. Obviously, they all have like the attributes that make them amazing. Like obviously, like, and I feel like attributes that cats bring to the table, dogs can have. I'm not saying that it's like,
We're all species.
literally. But you know what? Like one thing that I've noticed about having cats is that I think in this season of my life, I feel like it was meant for me to have cats because every time I felt down, it's like you said, like Safara could pick up when you're a little more down. She's licking you a little more. She's being there a little more for you. Dude, cats kind of like have that same ability. Like I would feel down. I would feel like fuck. Like I'm like so down in the trenches right now. Like I feel so depressed, and like my cat would just come and she would just start like baking little biscuits on me.
I
She would
love
just start
when they do
purring.
that. It's so sweet.
Yes, or she would just start purring on me, and she would cuddle with me. And my cats, well, at least mine, they're not very cuddable. They're not very like, oh, let me cuddle with you 24/7. They're very much like, I'll cuddle with you for 5 minutes top, bitch. I'll give you 5 minutes and I'm out. Like I'm not gonna stay kicking it with you for a minute. Like I got shit to do.
And I feel like
I got rats to catch.
I feel like it has to do with like your personal like
Yeah,
like what you want
like,
to
they
like how you
know.
like. I feel like what based on what you said, like tú eres más like, I don't need like something to take care of. I need something.
I need
that's,
someone
like,
that's like there for me, bitch.
There, yeah.
Who's
I'm
gonna
like,
take care of me?
with me, I feel like the way I am and with Safera, I feel like for her at least, she obviously
Yeah.
she's a dog. I like sometimes that she's needy because I'm like, it kind of not motivates me, but I'm like, I have to be good so Safera
Some
can be
people
good.
need that.
Because I'm like, that's what, I feel like that's what I
Yes.
need. Because sometimes when I'm like, I no quiero hacer esto, I look at her and I'm like,
I have to
"Ay,
get out of
mama's like, I have
bed.
to take care
I
of you.
have
Like,
to.
you depend on me. Like, I have to be good.
No.
You know
You know
what I mean?
what? I think like every pet is like meant for
Yes,
whatever
season.
you
Yeah.
are in your
Yes.
life. Do you guys even know like the whole like witch and cat thing? You know how like a witch is always correlated with a cat.
Yeah.
Do you guys know where that comes from?
Dude,
No.
I've literally been
So
I've been learning
crazy.
about that. I've
It's
been learning.
so crazy. It's because like during the bubonic plague, the plague came from rats. So if you had a cat,
They wouldn't eat it.
they
Right.
would eat it, so you wouldn't get the plague. So if you didn't get the plague and all of Europe is getting the plague,
it's like you're
then
a
people were
witch.
like, "Oh, well, you're a witch."
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, you're doing some fucking brujeria
And
because why is the whole fucking world
Did
getting
you
it?
know,
You're not getting
if
it.
I remember correctly, during October, adoption places, they don't adopt they don't let you adopt black cats porque mucha gente los mata.
Los regresan
Los
too.
matan
Oh my
también.
god, no way.
Because if I remember correctly, I don't know, it might just be like something I saw on Twitter, pero quién sabe, but I'm like, I heard que like during, because people either do it for the aesthetic or los hacen para matarlos because they think that they're a witch. And I'm
And
like,
you know what? Let me tell you right now, for anybody watching right now, because this pisses me the fuck off. I had a cat named Draco, and he was an all-black cat. And I'm gonna cry right now because he was literally one of the most sweetest, most protective, most funny, most caring cats I've ever had in my whole entire fucking life. And the only reason we don't have him right now was because my mom threw a fit and she went and she dumped him. She literally like got mad because Draco would go poop on my mom's bed. Bro, he hated my mom. He would poop everywhere in his litter, and then he'd poop in my mom's bed. And my mom told my little sister, like, bro, like, check your cat, or like, I'm gonna get rid of him. But we thought she was bluffing, and dude, she dumped his ass. We got home one day from Mexico. We went to Mexicali, and he was gone. And my mom, literally, she went to go dump him, and my mom felt bad, and she was like, I took him here. We went days later, bitch, he's not gonna be there.
Yeah.
He's not gonna
No.
be there. Like, where the fuck is he gonna be? And it's like, it pissed me the fuck off because this whole stereotype around black cats. Okay, obviously Draco, that was obviously not good of him. God knows why the fuck he was pooping on my mom's bed. We could have many theories about why the fuck he was doing that. We could talk about it later.
Malas vibras.
Yeah, period. No. And that's like dead ass. Like, we could talk about that later, but like, literally, like, ¿qué culpa tiene el gato? You know?
Yeah.
Other than that, like, Draco was like the most loyal, the most sweetest, the most playful, the most caring. Like, literally, I have like a million pictures and videos in my camera roll of Draco, and like every time me and my sister see like a little, like, people sell like little t-shirts or cups of just like black cats, or just like black cat like memorabilia, or just like a bunch of like logos and shit with like little black cats.
Yeah.
Me and Emma always like want to cry. It was like, because Oh, and to this day, we forgave our mom, but sometimes we don't. Sometimes we want to punch
it's like
her.
te da
Sometimes we're
corajito.
like, bitch, you really did that shit.
And like for my family.
For what? You
yeah,
know?
it's like my dad no le gusta los perros adentro de la casa. Like,
Los
he's like,
perros? Oh.
Yeah, he's like, los perros adentro, los animales no deben estar adentro de la casa. So when I got my dog, I obviously go visit, and I was like, Zafira se va a quedar adentro de la casa, no voy a ir a visitar. And my mom literally had to sit my dad down and was like,
it is what
un
it is.
perro, like, adentro de la casa no es nada. I was like, ¿quieres perder que Chuchi ya no venga a la casa? Like,
Yeah.
que ya no vuelva. Because I told him, I was
Yeah.
like, si no entras afuera, yo no entro. And I was like, si me van a querer a mí, me van a querer a ella. And I'm like, no, yo la voy a cuidar, me voy a asegurar que no haga nada.
Yeah.
So my dad had to put aside his, like, feelings of how he felt with that to, like, accommodate to me. And I'm like, period. I'm like, como they said, because I was like, I
Good
check
pat,
Zafira. Like, she's like my little baby, but I'm like, she acts up, but I'm like, I'll make sure that she is good around the house. And I just feel like it's like, I don't know, like, son tus bebés, you know?
No, they really are. They really are. They
Because
really
I'm
are.
like, when I
They're
was
literally your fucking guardian angels.
when I was in Mexico, I did a psychic reading, and the girl told me, she was like, oh no, yeah, she's like, you have a little, because I asked, I was like, oh, like, can you like see what the cards say about my dog? And because I'm like, I wasn't a big thing. I'm like, oh, maybe psychics. No, but she started saying little things about Zafira that she does. Then I was like that's actually like some things that like Zafira does. And then she was like, no, she's like, yeah, it seems like she was kind of like sent to you. And I was like, that's great, because I was like, when I went to the adoption event, I was like not thinking of getting anything. I was like, I just want to look to see like if there was anything. And I was like, something about her, like I said, stood out. And as soon as I picked her up, like me sentí like a connection. Like I don't even know. I know que me voy a sentir like, I'm gonna sound like dramatic, like that, but I actually was like, I have to take her home with me. Like no importa. And I know you guys are gonna be like, that's crazy. I adopted her for $500.
No,
I don't care. But I was like,
no.
I would pay $2,000 for her. I would pay $6,000. I was like,
I saw my pussy for her.
Actually,
I'll suck some dick for my dog.
For her, I would do anything. Like anything. And I'm
No,
like, but when she told me that, she was like,
100%.
oh, it seems like that, like she was meant for you. I was like, don't say that, because I'm gonna start crying. And I'm like, she always sleeps on the bed with me. Like I love her so much.
Dude, I just genuinely think that like it doesn't really matter what it is because okay, listen, this is a 100% true story. I had a bird, his name was Nico, and he was like a dog. Like si yo me dormía, él se dormía conmigo. Si yo, like, if I was eating, he was gonna eat with me. Like, he was such a fucking dog. And he was a bird. And I shared custody with him and that uncle that I told you guys that had cancer. And my uncle, because he was getting Medicaid, he got his visa revoked. So the day he got deported, my bird died. And they say, this is what they say, I don't know. They say that birds and horses have the strongest connection to their owners. Like, they imprint on you. Mm-hmm. And my bird was, my cousin, who's like my fucking sister, she was with my bird the night before. And like, the day that they were going to take my uncle to the hospital in la mañana, like, they checked on my bird. He was good. They fed him before they went to the airport. When they got back from the airport, he was just dead. Like, they didn't know why. My niece was just born. I was in Mexico. So they like handed me my niece and like I'm like carrying her and they're like, hey, your bird died.
What?
And I was like with my
Bitch,
niece.
what?
I know, I was like holding my niece and I was like,
fuck?
okay, like
No, it's like the connections you get sometimes with like los animalitos. It's
yeah, and I genuinely think that my bird knew that he wasn't gonna see my uncle again, and it just broke
Like,
his
it broke
heart.
his
No,
heart.
and the
yeah.
thing is that they notice. They notice things. I'm like,
Yes.
Zafira, when I'm there, she's so well behaved. But like sometimes when I go, like I have to go on trips and I can't take her with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zafira doesn't bark. Like I know that's gonna sound so weird for no ladra.
No,
but
I
like
think
when
so.
I'm not there, she barks. She pees off her pee pad. She like poops off her pee pad.
She's like, when's my dad coming home?
She gets so destructive. And as soon as I get back, como si nada.
Como si nada.
And it's like because they can tell.
Yeah.
Like ellos like tienen una conexión. Like I think like it's on a different level. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, and the fact that I genuinely feel like they can see into like them, like I don't know if a different dimension or definitely into the spiritual world. Like I just feel the most safe. Dicen that I had a medium friend tell me that you're not supposed to sleep with your dogs on the bed. They're supposed to protect you from off your bed. Like no deben de dormir contigo. Like te protegen debajo. So
Wait, who says that?
huh?
Wait, who would you read that? Or like,
Okay, so I had like a weird experience with my dog where like a family member had passed, and that night my dog, like I had a mirror on, like I'm gonna explain it because some people listen and don't watch, but on the left side of my bed on the floor. I had a mirror and my dog was on the right and I was facing my dog. Okay. And she, like, you know how so you can tell when someone's like looking at you but looking past you almost? Like if I'm looking at you but I'm like looking atrás de ti, you know what I mean? But it's kind of in your direction. My dog was doing that and she started growling. Ooh. And she was just like, whatever. And she kind of started following it across the room, like with her little head, but she was continuing growling. Oh, wow. And I was just kind of like, holy, like this is kind of scary. Yeah. I, for some reason, knew 100% in my soul that if I turned around and looked in the mirror, something was going to be there. Oh, hell no. And she started growling at the door in my room, which is also on the right side. And I was kind of like, fuck. If it's at the door, like, I don't really want to walk through that. That's so scary. And she kind of stayed like that for like 15 minutes. Oh, and then when she stopped, I kid you not, every fucking dog in the neighborhood started howling. Oh, hell no. And so the next day, my mom at the time was friend with like this guy who was a nutriólogo. And he was also kind of a medium. So he was like telling my mom, you know, like, still at the time we didn't know this person had passed. So then when we finally told him, he was like, yeah, like I'm seeing this person right here. It's okay. Your dog, he literally verbatim said this to me. He's like, it's okay. Your dog was protecting you. What? Don't let her sleep on the bed with you. Keep her off the bed. She's always going to keep watching you like that. So ever since then, I never let my dog sleep on the bed with me. Like if es de noche. Like every night, I don't let any of my dogs sleep on the bed with me. I always keep them on the bottom, especially because it's just easier for me to like hear them if like anything's wrong with them. But ever since then, I'm just like, I don't know the logic behind it. No, yeah. I just know that my dog cannot sleep on the bed with me. Like if they're going to protect me, they're going to protect me off the bed.
With me, I'm like, I always feel bad for something. So she like hops on the bed. But the thing is, she has like, if she wants to sleep on the floor, she can. She just chooses to like hop on, like she has to go pee at night. Like I leave the door open so she can go out because she always pees on a pee pad in the living room. Si está dormida. But it's happened before where it's like she like, nunca digo nada because I'm like, there's no reason. But I'm like, if she's, because Safara's very quiet, but when she starts growling, sometimes she'll growl, but she'll walk over to me and se sienta like next to my legs and she'll just be like, yeah. And I'm like, like, oh, Mama's like, you're so real. Like, you're trying to protect me from whatever, like, you think.
No, and that's so real. Like, the fact that, like, you even feel safe, like, okay, I don't know what's going on in the spirit world. Yeah. You got this, baby girl.
No, but even, like, when she's like that, I'm like, okay, girl, like, you got me. I'm like, I got you, too. Like, what's coming? Come on. I was like, they don't know who they're messing with.
And you know what? Talking about this, Comadre, you need to give us another reading.
I know. I'm come on, bring them
out. It's right there, babe.
It's right there.
The millennial one. I feel like the millennial one. Let's share with the millennial one.
Hold on, let me shuffle this.
You guys, you guys, I feel like you created the blueprint.
Dude, you really did.
You really are. I don't know if you noticed that. I don't know if you noticed after you did that.
A couple people started doing that. I'm like, I'm not gonna say names. I'm like, I saw.
Yeah, me too. And we were like,
I know
okay,
people are like, this is so creative. I never thought. I was like,
bitch.
I'm like,
Walter Mercado reincarnated.
I'm like, I'm like, what you want to know?
I think Steph, go first.
Yeah. I need some good shit in my life right now.
If it's bad, it will, girl.
I know, fuck it. The avalanche is rolling anyways.
Yeah,
what area of your life?
I am in my healing era right now, I think.
I'm in my drinking era.
Oh, period. Period. Pours a little bit. Cheers to that.
Cheers to
the drinking era.
Cheers to the drinking era.
Ni modo. Un little sip, a ver. Let's see. Healing era. Tell me lo que necesitas que hacer.
Necesito alguien con dinero.
Okay, so I feel like you're definitely getting a new look, ¿verdad? Algo like you're changing, like tu ser, like something about you.
Dude, she just dyed her hair.
I just did.
Okay. She just dyed it.
And that's what you needed. Necesitabas algo así, a ver.
Period.
You know what? I feel like you need to be strong. I feel like you're gonna be like some old habits or maybe old people in your life.
No.
You necesitas que cambiar. So like be strong.
Steph.
No necesitas que like don't fall for like what's normal. Change. A ver.
Okay, Steph. You heard that? You heard that?
Tu corazón, like you know in your heart that it's for your own like best. Even though if it hurts, es por tu propio bien.
Nah, this reading is so real.
Okay.
This reading is so real.
Let's see the last one. The last one. El Tinder. I don't know what. I'm like, I don't know.
Hey, yo, we gotta cut this.
Hey, pause. This is not fake. This is 100% real.
Listen. If y'all had any questions or answered right now, this is as far as I'm getting into.
I know. I'm like, this means stay off your phone. I don't know. I'm like,
no.
I don't.
Guess I'm downloading Tinder.
I know.
That's all I gotta say about that.
That was fucking real. Like, I swear to God, like, you guys.
Comadre, you're never invited on here again.
What aspect tú quieres? A ver, dime.
Honestly, I feel like I'm just wondering a little about like my life, like where it's headed, you know, like
Okay.
I just a little uncertainty about my future. So like just whatever you can tell me.
Okay.
She's in her bad bitch era.
I feel like you know, like you have like something going, like something's cooking.
Something's cooking.
Something's cooking. I would say like something's brewing.
I go healthy though, because it's the acai bowl. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Period,
Actually,
period.
a ver, so
Something's brewing.
something's cooking.
Something's brewing.
Oh, a brunch.
Oh, something yummy?
No, yeah, something yummy. Something good's coming. You know, something cooking.
Who
Something
doesn't love brunch?
No, actually. A ver. A star like
No.
like estás creciendo,
I'm gonna
like
be
you're
a
gonna
star.
like you're gonna be a star. I feel like whatever's like cooking, it's gonna be better for me. Te va a iluminar, like you're gonna glow, you're gonna go up.
Dude.
One more, a ver.
I resonate.
Oh, you need a man bun. A man. Algo like something's coming con un hombre. It's
Yes, a man
A ver,
bun.
an extra one.
A ver. Uno para que no
Algo
diga.
fuerte, algo fuerte.
Algo something.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, that's a big
So
dick energy.
The case is, you're gonna get this good huevo in the morning, and it's gonna be a good.
It's gonna be the star of the show, and this man is gonna have a big old dude.
That's what I needed. That's all I wanted to hear.
Period.
Dude, I swear, besties, this was not planned. We did not put
I
this part in order.
Las cartas no
This was-
mienten.
No, like I
We
swear
moved
to
these.
God. And it's insane because like obviously estamos agarrando cura, but that actually resonated with me.
No, same.
And that actually resonated with Steph. Like I feel
Hey, yo,
like we're
I'm
looking
just
at
gonna
each
say-
other.
No.
Lo que se ve no se
The
pregunta,
thing is,
bebé.
I know yo like obviously like yo I was like no she said one time le hice una card reading I see like a una muchacha at a party. She started crying. She was like, "That's so real." I was like, and she told me about the situation she was in. I was like, "Why am I actually tapping into like energy right now?"
Now, low-key, I think you got that shit. Cause
I really think that that's legit. Like I genuinely feel like
It's like a broken clock is right twice a day. Entonces asústense because I'm like, estoy loco, but I might be right.
No, but I also feel like I don't know about you, Steph, but me, when you're about to give me those cards, like I'm actually hoping to get something.
Vanessa's like, no, I don't know about you, Steph, but I definitely deserve a big dick.
Like, a mí me dicen que coger, me dicen que
Estoy
coger.
hablando de la intención.
No, I know,
the
I'm
intention.
joking, I'm joking.
I don't know if you're like to you, it's just fucking around. We're in the podcast. Like to me, even though I know we're fucking around having a fun time, in my mind I'm like, please give me something good, God. Like I really need this shit. I really need to know. Like I really need to know. Like,
That
I
is
really
so funny.
need God. Please give me a word, even if it's just through this. I need something that's gonna resonate with me because like I need just something, you know. And I feel that, bitch. I resonated with the cards you gave, and I know your life. And I'm not saying like I want to know like what you want for your life, but even the cards you gave for Steph, I was like,
Let's sip
damn,
to that.
bitch.
Let's sip to that.
I was
La
like,
comadre
Steph-
found love on Tinder.
It's true.
No,
It's true
I was
anymore.
literally like, I feel like Steph, me looking at you was like, no mames, wait, like that resonated, like to me, and I'm fucking your homegirl, you know, like did it resonate with you?
It did a little bit. You know me. I don't want to get too into anything.
You don't wanna give a little-
but
you don't
y'all
wanna give
know
a
the
bunch
bitches that
away.
know.
The
And the
day
ones that
ones-
don't ask.
the day ones that
Period.
been here from the beginning, they know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, lo que se ve no se pregunta. So if y'all questioning, that's on you guys.
Go back to the episodes, watch them all through. You're gonna have to watch
Subscribe
them
to
all
the
through.
Patreon.
You're gonna have to watch them all through to realize what the fuck is going on.
Oh
That was so fun. Wait, can we? Honestly, Comadre, thank you so much for joining us.
I know.
I truly feel like from the bottom of my heart,
course.
like I had a great time. I don't know how you feel, Steph. I don't know if we talked about it a lot. I feel like we talked about very little things, but I feel like we opened up the topic a lot. I feel like we had a lot to say about what we mentioned. Is there anything else you want to add? Is there anything else?
I honestly just want to know what's going on with you, Comadre. Like, do you have any like exciting news that you feel like you want to share with everyone?
Fans,
Like,
or
yeah.
if not, like maybe just like what if you haven't really been feel like posting or whatever, like what has been going through your mind, you know, like for your fans to really.
Pues I'm
know.
like, with me, I'm like, I think I've been good for the most part. No voy a decir que no. I'm like, I have been struggling with some stuff, but I'm like, todo, like, say, like, nothing's forever. So I'm like, I know I'm going to get out of it. You know, I feel like, are we about to end this? Okay, I'm like,
We don't have to, though. We don't have to.
Okay, I was like, let me not be lengthy.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to.
But I'm
Don't
like,
worry.
I
Say
know
what you
people
gotta
have
say.
been saying like, oh, like, cause I don't post this often, but the thing about
Okay.
me, I've said this before, yo no subo cosas al internet cuando I don't feel happy.
Period.
So obviously I haven't posted that much, but not because I'm not happy. It's like I feel like
you don't want to
no
come
me gusta
across
hacer force stuff because I feel
fake.
like at least me, I don't know if like that's me being crazy, but I feel like when I see other people post, I can see if it's forced.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't like doing that
Yeah.
myself because I'm like se me hace bien falso y bien like not genuine. So I've been trying to post a little bit more and like get myself out of that like mindset because I have been in a funk. It's been difficult, pero todo se logra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hopefully one day I'm back to posting like 8 videos a day, like how I used to. But I'm like, we're making progress slowly. Pero yeah, I'm like for the most part, good. Stay tuned, like and subscribe, todo eso.
No, but honestly, I am such a fan still, like genuinely. I'm not even saying this just because you're on here, but you're genuinely one of the only like
thank
influencers
you.
that I continuously watch. Like obviously I follow you on TikTok, so I'll go on like my not the For You, the Friends one.
The Friends?
Yeah, and
well,
you're the only ones. Yours and
Dude.
Daniel, like you two are the only ones
Yeah.
that I like don't like skip because it's so true. Like that is such a genuine thing. Like you can tell when someone's just posting to post and when someone's posting like genuinely, because I feel like as a podcaster you kind of have like that, I guess, like itch to be like, man, should I be an influencer?
Yeah.
But I'm also like very like, I don't want to post if it's not like coming naturally to me.
Me.
Yeah, like
That's
if
how I
it's not feeling genuine, then I'm not really like I'm almost lying to everyone.
I don't,
Yeah.
and I hate that. I don't want to feel like
Yeah.
I'm BSing people for what? Like, what do I want? Like, by me BSing this content, what am I
Right.
expecting to get? And it's
Exactly.
I
So
don't-
like the fact that like you posting like a toalla on your head or just like, you know what I mean? Like you're just so
No, yeah.
genuine.
Like I don't even want to eat like my own ass or anything, but I'm like I feel like
you should.
yo period. I'm
Eat
like,
it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo subo lo que yo siento, like, I'm like, okay, this is like something I like. I'm like, no lo subo por like anyone else. Lo subo porque a mí me gusta.
Yeah.
So if I like it, lo subo. Y si no, like, I don't post anything because I'm like, I don't like, not even like saying like fake. I just don't like faking it.
No, and that's so true because as a fan, you know what I mean? Like I see your videos and I'm like, fuck, like that's tight because that's how I feel. You know what I mean? Like when I'm in like fresh out the shower and you know, then when I feel like my cleanest and like cutest or whatever, that's when like I want to say mamadas and I want to like fuck around or whatever. So when you post stuff like that, it just feels so like, oh fuck, okay, cool. Like, you know, someone as funny and hilarious and as cool as you is posting like that,
No,
then
yeah.
I feel
And that's-
comfortable.
ooh, like that's one thing. I know everyone's like, oh, you're Fodongo. It's like, we need Fodongo representation. Because I'm like, everyone's social media is so like well put together. Bitch, I don't care si estoy en un cuarto, you know, that like people like dressed in Gucci. I'm going to go dressed in Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, lo que sea. Because I'm like, there's not a lot of Fodongos out there. And I'm like, we have to have some representation.
And you know what? I feel like at the end of the
Exactly.
day, like people shit on Ross and TJ Maxx and Burlington and whatever the fuck, but it's like you can find good pieces there and make them work. I don't think it's
Actually,
about. I don't think it's about the
exactly.
brand. I think it's about how you put it together, how
you
you make
style
it work.
it.
I have put good ass. I mean, me not trying to my horn.
No,
like,
so
we
true.
made it work. Like I put out fits
We
together
make it
from
work
Ross.
on a budget, you know?
Exactly, and it's like it doesn't matter
Porque I feel
about
like
the pieces.
mucha gente are so out of touch con like lo que se pone y eso así. I'm
Yeah.
like, bitch, this is realistic. I'm like, I don't look like put together
Yes.
24/7. I have bags. Like, I'm not like the beauty standard, like eso que lo otro. So I'm like, we need to have that representation out here.
Yes, and it's like,
Y si
'cause
soy yo,
it's
and
really
it like,
not.
because I'm like, I've had people in my comments saying like rude stuff, and I'm like, díganme, so then someone else feels more comfortable to be online because they see que yo lo estoy haciendo. You know?
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that about your content. It's always so real, and I think it's so nice that you're even saying like, oh,
And
what if I
honestly-
don't post? Like, it's
Yeah.
just because I'm not feeling great, and that's so real because I think sometimes you know with social media you kind of have that pressure of like I have to
Have
post
to
regardless.
upkeep. And you know what, Comadre? I do want to say this. I didn't even realize that you were posting less. Like me as a fan, that like she said, we have like our friends tab. We obviously follow each other on TikTok, so like I see your TikToks. I see your TikToks all the fucking time.
Yeah,
on my
thank
friends. And I'm like, dude,
TikTok.
and everything you post, I'm always just like cracking up. I'm like, dude, this is funny. Like I comment, and you replied
Yeah.
to my comments like a bunch of times. I'm like, dude, I'm always commenting. I'm gonna do this fucking hilarious. I'm like you don't miss. You know what I mean? Like even if you might feel like, oh, like I'm not posting as much or whatever. Like to me as a fan, like I literally feel like, bro, like this is hilarious. Like literally, like I'm living. Like this is like enough content, and like
I love
I
that.
don't need more. Like this is amazing.
And like, I've gotten this before. Like, obviously, I don't want. Are we still good on time?
No,
Okay,
Don't worry
period. I was
about
like,
it,
no
baby
quiero dar
girl.
mucho, but I'm like, when I've gone out, I've had people come up to me. They're like, I didn't know if I should go up to you or how you feel. if y'all ever see me, go and talk to me because I'm like, I mean, man, I love talking to people. Like, I love when people come up to me because I'm like, sometimes I'm in a place where I'm like, I've never been there.
Yeah.
And when someone comes up talking to me, I'm like, oh, girl, we're friends. Like,
I
come
need
on,
this.
I know some people, like, if you have social anxiety, that's on you. I don't. I'm like, so come up and talk to me. I'm
Yeah,
like,
talk to
I
me.
love talking with people. Like, I love it. Like, for Pico Pride Fest, I went and a girl was like, oh, like, I don't want to bother you. Like I don't want to like overstep. I'm like, overstep with me because I'm like, I love talking. I love like haciendo conversate con people. Like, it feels nice. It feels like, oh, like, even though like I don't know you like that, I feel like you kind of have a concept of me. So, you know, like I just feel like, oh, like you found me approachable, like we're good.
No, and that's
You know
so
what I
real
mean?
because I think one of the things that like my favorite things about you is that like I mean, we've only met, a few times, but like the fact that I can genuinely be like, no, dude, like whenever someone's like, oh, the comadre, like genuinely, your video is the most besties viewed, like actually. And so the fact that like we can genuinely be like, no, the comadre is actually fucking nice, like fucking cool. He's like the sweetest, kindest, genuine person. Like I think it's like you should take pride in that because not everyone's genuine and not everyone's like
And I don't even
Dude,
want to
we were at a Taste Salud event and Josh told us like, oh, I know our video is like the most viewed on your channel.
and I was
We were
like,
like, no.
no, it's the comadre, baby girl.
comadre,
Love you
love
guys
you.
so much. And I was like,
Love you,
no,
Josh.
sweetie.
Love you, Josh. Mwah,
No,
baby,
and
but
like,
this is
like
not.
I said, yo no me quiero comer mi propio rabo, but I'm like, one thing I will say, I'm confident. I'm like, I'm a sweet person to people. Like,
You
I don't even want to
are.
be like that. I'm like, I love talking to people. And the thing is, even if like, I'm like in high school, I was a kind of like person que I'm like, they would see me next to the quiet people because I'm like, yo te puedo hacer platicar. Like, I
No,
like,
me, that's
like
how
I
I
will, like, I
was.
love talking to people.
That's
Like,
how I
sometimes,
was.
like, I would be sat next to the quiet kids que no hablaban, and I'd be like, what are you doing? Like, I'm like I would just be like, how was it? Like, I'm like, because one thing about me, yo tengo que platicar. So, like, if you,
Dude,
that's why I always
was.
tell people, I'm like, if you see me out and about and I'm by myself, I'm like, even if I'm with someone, talk to me. But if I'm by myself, talk to me. I'll probably be like, girl, like, come on, like, let's
I
go
want to
talk.
say that. Thank you for bringing that up. And I want to say that to anybody, because I know that a lot of the listeners that we have, besties, are younger. You guys are in high school. You guys are probably early college. I know you guys see me on this platform and you guys, you guys love me and Stephanie. You guys love Comadre. You guys love the guests we have on. And I truly appreciate the support. But I do want to say one thing. When I was in high school, when I was a freshman, when I was a sophomore, junior and senior year changed, but when I was a freshman, sophomore year, I didn't have many friends in high school. I literally was more of like the loner. All of my friends that I did have were in different high schools in my area, so they didn't go to school with me. So I always considered myself. I tried to make friends, but people already had like their cliques,
Right.
people already had like their friend groups.
Yeah.
And very much at the time, it was just like, this is our clique, you can't join our clique. And like, no matter how hard I tried, like, I just never felt like I could fit in. So I always found myself feeling like a loner. And when you're in high school, that could be very embarrassing. It could feel very lonely. It could just feel very daunting to just kind of live like high school in that way. But I want to say, like, literally what you're saying right now, like, oh, you would sit next to the person that was quiet in class and you would just, les sacabas plática, whoever was quiet, whoever felt like a loner. I found my crew that way. I always feel like, you know what? I feel lonely. Like, I feel like I can't make friends. Like, I feel like I'm trying my best to fit in with the wrong people because the people that we're trying to fit in with were just not reciprocating the energy. And it was always the cool kids, like the girls that I thought were cute. And like, I was just trying to be cool with them. And like, they just were not reciprocating to me. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done trying to be cool with them. So I started just being quiet in class and just taking note of the people that were being ignored, the people that were just quiet, the people that just...
And they were always, like, the quiet kids are always the coolest, the most interesting people.
Literally 100%. And that's literally what I started doing. Like, whoever I was sitting next to, they were being quiet, or whoever just, like, whoever was the goofy kid in class, but people would ridicule them, people were not taking, like, I just started talking to those people. I started being friends with the people that seemed like outcasts. And I turned out to make one of the best friendships of my life ever. And I'm telling you guys right now, 5-6 years down the line, when you're out of high school, when you're 26, when you're 25 years old, I'm only speaking from personal experience, but the popular kids from my high school at the time, I'm sorry, but like, they're now, right now, like, I'm not saying that they're like losers or anything, but I'm just saying, like, they're just not it. Like, they obviously...
They're stuck there.
They're literally like,
I
don't know what they're doing, but they're not doing anything that I know of. And all I'm saying is the people that were quiet, the people that you had to just approach and they were just a little more to themselves.
Yeah.
Those people are the
so
ones that
sweet
now
and
to
so
this
genuine.
day are the people that I want to have by my side. The people that are just real, the people that are genuine, the people that are just so kind. And that is the kind of people that I feel like make a little effort. The good people to have in your life, you're always going to require a little more effort to get to know.
That is so true.
Like,
And I
for
just
me,
feel like
I was nominated everyone's friend because I'm like, when I
Oh,
say I would try to, when I say I would try to
everyone's
talk to like
friend.
todos, I'm like, yo necesitaba que sacar plática con gente because I was like, si no, like, I would go crazy. Like, I need to talk. Like, si no,
Yeah.
no. So, like, I would literally be like, what are you doing? Like, at lunch, like, and I would go to lunch, like, with random people because I'd be like, oh, like, this is cool. Like, I don't know
Whatever,
you. Like,
yeah.
let's get to know each other. Like,
Yeah.
lo que sea. Like, it's like, and I'm like, I don't even want to, like, do it, but I'm like, if you guys do it, I don't know about
that's
that.
me.
But I'm
That's
like,
me. That's me, low key.
I
mean,
will
I was
follow
fucking
anyone.
annoying.
I will follow anyone on Instagram because I just love seeing people's lives. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I know some people are like, oh, I only want to follow like less than 100 people and I want to have over
I
1,000.
hate that.
Odio
I hate
eso.
that.
Esa
That's
gente cae
boring.
gorda. Because I'm like,
Boring.
I follow, I think, like over 1,000 people. And it's like, if I meet you at the club and you seem cool as fuck, yo te voy a seguir because I'm like, I want to see what you're doing, girl. And then one of my friends was like, oh, but you don't really know them. And I was like, I don't have to. I just want to see what they're doing. Like, they were so sweet. Like, I want to see them do good.
What's
I want to see
going
cuando salen, lo que hacen. Like, it's so interesting. And some people, like, they'll just message me on Instagram. And then we'll have, like, full-on conversation. I'm like, I'm going to follow you. Like, you're so sweet. Like, me caes bien. Like, I just love getting to know people. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
you know
es
what's
tan
so sweet
bonito.
about that? The fact that you like, even you can acknowledge that you have been like that since high school. You know what I mean? So I feel like people that have known you for a long time are probably like, wow,
No,
like,
yeah.
love
That's-
seeing you succeed.
That's why I'm always like, if I was a bad person, y'all would have heard it from high school. Y'all would have heard it from like a long ass time ago, que era una mala persona. I was like,
Why haven't you heard one bad scandal about Comadre?
Never.
Because
I'm like-
that doesn't exist.
The most unproblematic
I'm
queen.
sorry, the most
I'm like-
unproblematic influencer to this day.
I'm like,
But
yo,
you know who is a problematic influencer? You'll find out on the Patreon.
Ah.
I'm sorry. If you want to find out, we're going to talk about it on the Patreon because there's a lot to say.
modo.
And I feel like we're going to wrap it up right there.
Period.
Thank you guys so much, besties, for coming along to this episode with us. Thank you, Comadre. We truly missed you so fucking much.
I'm gonna be back soon.
Yeah,
Me inviting myself on.
No, dude.
There's wait. There's stuff in the works. We're creating. We talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
and there's gonna be something coming real soon, and you just gotta stick around and find out. But we truly appreciate you.
We
for
do.
coming
Thank you
on.
so much
Like,
for coming
Of course, of
on.
course.
It's
we're,
so
we're,
meaningful
we've
to us.
honestly missed you, and honestly, like, you've always been such like a genuine light, like just in the influencing space, to be so welcoming to us as small creators and trying to connect and trying to meet new people, and just you've always welcomed us, and you've never made us feel like less than, and you've always been just the best. So
And
we
not
truly
even that,
appreciate
just
it.
you're so inspiring, and you're so I think you're just such a staple to the Latino culture now.
No, truly,
Oh,
like
thank you.
truly,
Actually, no, really. Like, I think you are really setting the bar for like moving forward in the influencing space and just in like the creative space. I think you are really setting like a stepping stone for, you know, us micro influencers
like we
that
could
are
do
yeah,
it.
like to
Not
kind of
micro.
come up.
Not
to
micro.
feel like you
Y'all
don't
good.
have to feel like you don't have to act a certain way,
Yeah.
do certain things, look a certain way. Like, you really just, I am who I am. Take me or leave me. And like, you've grown a platform for being who you are. And I feel like in an influencing space that for so long has been dominated by how you look, how you act, how
What
you
you
act
portray.
online. Literally, like, it's
How much money you have?
literally like it affects a lot.
I'm like, us broke bitches deserve some rights too. I'm
We're
like,
going to
come on,
rise, dude.
EBT, come on, government help.
Nursery rag.
I know. Where are the projects at? Come on, girls, I'm on your side, love.
Rise up. No, literally, that's why I truly like appreciate like your honesty and like your genuineness
Yeah.
like you've always brought to the table. And that's why we've honestly, you guys, we've been reading your comments back to back. Comadre, bring the comadre
Non-stop.
back.
For the like, how long have we been doing this for? It was
And
it was
it's
always
honestly-
you, baby girl.
And baby, I'm gonna let you guys know this right now. I cannot speak peep of our future guests, but we have 2 guests coming on real soon. I'm gonna just give you that little intel. And they are big guests that you guys have been wanting to see. We've been listening to your guys' comments. We've been listening to what you guys have been wanting to see. And we've been working really hard to make it happen for you guys. And we're finally there. For Latino Heritage Month, we just have a lot of things coming. And
we wanted to bring the best of the best.
And we wanted you to know that we've been listening. And we really appreciate your support. And we've been working extra hard to make it happen. So we just want to let you guys know, be fucking ready, because this Comadre episode was just the number 1 episode of the fucking month to be posted. Of course, want to bring the Comadre to start it off, because we all love and we know the Comadre and we love her so much, and we're like, Comadre has to be first. But we have 2 guests after Comadre that you guys are gonna love. So please subscribe, please share this podcast with your friends. Todo,
Let
you guys
us know.
Honestly, you guys are gonna be so fucking psyched, and we are so fucking psyched for the content that we are bringing you guys. Like, honestly, it's all due to you guys for the support. Like, honestly, like, I'm so fucking excited. I'm so fucking happy. Just in general, for all of us, like, everything we're creating here, and for you guys to experience it all. So thank you guys. I want to send you a big hug, a big kiss, and a cheers. I don't know if you guys have your drink.
I'm like, I tengo poquito.
But I'm like a little bit.
We'll chug the last.
A little bit. We'll chug what's
like,
left. Cheers, babe. And I think that's it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you guys. Comment, subscribe, send this to your mom, your dad, your grandma, your primas.
Period. Send it to her.
I always say that.
Send it to somebody who's gonna Venmo us.
Send it to someone that might sign up to the Patreon.
Love you guys so much. Love you guys, besties.
Bye.